Well, we're trying to get going.
Are we?
It's a Sunday morning. Can you tell?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Good morning. Hi, how's it going?
I was trying to think what we have to do today.
Entertain people for 2 hours and go back to bed.
It's an extra long weekend, but I'm totally enjoy it, and I'm only halfway in.
Yeah, this is true, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
That's congratulations on that.
I know. My coworker's like, will you do me a favor and please trade me days? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yes, of course I'll help you out.
Sure, you can give me a 4-day weekend. I can do that.
Yeah, no. I will do favors anyway.
Right? And like that.
So, yay.
So I'll pop out chat. We're having people concerned about there's no sound. No, there wasn't any because we were still trying to set up. Ah, there we go. They all found this. Yeah. Is this public or private? This should be private. Should be. Actually, we know it's private because... Good evening, Detlef P. Yeah, it's unlisted. Now, it is in the live stream playlist, so if somebody happens to look in the live stream playlist, they might be able to find this video. But otherwise, it is unlisted.
I think they deserve to see it if they're there.
Right, if they're going to go that far.
Just saying.
So, let's see. You posted some pictures to the Discord yesterday because we went on an adventure yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We were in Out of This World.
We were in Out of This World.
Endor.
Endor. Since we're broadcasting to you live from Northern California. We're only 2 hours away from one of the filming locations for the Forest Moon of Endor. If we want to go to the real one, that's about 5 hours away. But
Yeah.
so we went. And
Endor's a big planet.
Endor's a big planet, big moon, whichever.
You're right, moon.
Yeah. But it's a big enough moon that it can support a not only forest life, but actually have carbon-based bipedal life form running around on it too.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's a moon orbiting a gas giant, so sure, why not?
close enough.
Close enough. Actually, now that I think about it, my truck's sitting out now in the sun as things move, and the helmets are still in the truck. You can be okay for a few minutes if I go get the stuff out of the truck before it melts?
Yes.
Okay.
Go get that. Well, it's morning time. Let's see what people are saying. Scoop my box over. Okay. Yay, sound. Good evening. Well, you guys are interactive today. All right. I need to get paint for that and gloves and boot covers. And they should still be in the project box right over here. Okay. Right. Yep. That whole box. Okay. Not this. That was a different project. Ooh. I didn't see these gloves. These are perfect. Okay. We have boot covers. We have the perfect gloves. We have our gloves. And I need glue. Are you guys good at playing I Spy? I feel like that's like just looking for things at the shop. But I'm good at that game, so I always seem to find it. We need that and crap glue. And white paint and Mod Podge. Oh, Artman, mysterious person? Is there a mysterious person over there? Shh, it's a secret. Okay. I don't know where the paint is. I will have to wait for Odin for the paint. And the leg seems to have disappeared. Need the leg. I Spy. Hi, Odin.
Hi.
I can't find the paint.
Oh,
Do you know where the paint
okay.
is?
Yeah, it should be over here. Better be over here. If it's not, figure something out.
Okay. Well, I see the wall of paints, but which paint are we going to use for the
Right.
base coat? And the Cinderella shoe. I got that. Artman. I swear that's Darren. No. But good guess. Don't worry, it's just the mysterious person we got at home.
What now? What?
Oh, some mysterious person handed me a box.
Oh, right. Well, everyone's got a helping hand at home, right? Thank you, thing.
Okay.
Actually, Darren is not here, and Darren hasn't been here in a few weeks.
I think we might need to put a sock on this poor guy because
Yeah,
he's deteriorating.
I was looking at that. It's like, oh, I picked the toes up off the floor the other day. It's like, wow, it used to be a
That's
foot.
where they went.
Used to be a foot. Now it's kind of a.
This kind of looks like a forbidden snack.
Yeah, okay. Would you like a set of fudge toes?
Kind of reminds me of the Easter Bunny. I don't know, like those little pack of peanuts.
Right.
Circus peanuts.
The circus peanuts. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Like if they made them in chocolate.
Right.
Okay, well, yes, toes.
Toes.
Toes. I saw these gloves.
Yeah, these are the gloves that I had ordered because Joe is very persnickety about what goes on his hands.
Hey, if you could get it perfectly done, I'm not opposed to that.
Okay.
We're still going to do these because I like the giant fingers. I feel like if we just kind of... Honestly, just wearing a pair of regular gloves under these gloves would fill it out
Would fill it out enough? Yeah.
comfortably.
Probably. Yeah. 'cause
And then it gives
he
it the
put those
giant
on
hand that
and
can be like...
yeah, no. He just couldn't even fathom it.
Oh, no. This is probably honestly cheaper at the end of the day.
Possibly. Those were $30 on Amazon.
30?
For a pair of leather gauntlet gloves. Because they are leather.
Yeah, they're well made.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, by the time you buy gloves and the...
Right. Do the
the
paint
foam and the paint and all the
time.
effort and energy that goes into it. It's not a bad investment, and I'm
No.
not opposed to buying things done.
Right, and these will probably last long. Well, those will last
these
pretty
are
good.
leather.
Those are leather too. The part that's get painted won't get that much use. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it'll be worn, but it won't get a whole lot of use.
These are exciting, but we're still going to do these.
Yeah.
Were you hiding these so that people didn't see them?
No, I just set them aside.
Oh, okay. Secrets. Lots of secrets.
Yes.
We say we craft in front of you, but we have secrets.
Of course we have secrets. Hello, Jerry Rig Props. Jonathan Weezer, yay, sound. Hello.
This is mine.
By the way, John Weezer, welcome back. Not that you were ever gone, I don't think, but hello, sir. Detlef P. I like how Nora was all super excited about the stream and wondering where it was and why it wasn't happening a little over an hour ago, and now where is she? Grumar says, I'm here and awake. Excellent.
Aha, I found the small key. I feel like I won a video game. It's like playing Ice...
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yep. Ta-da! Well, it's like playing I Spy. Where's the thing I need?
They're hanging over there.
Yep, I found more than I needed.
Oh, there you go.
Put it back.
I'm often amused that the majority of the free paint cans that you get from hardware stores when you're buying a can of paint, they always double as a bottle opener. Are painters that much drinkers? I mean, is it that of a chronic of a problem that every free paint can key also opens up your bottle of, well, I assume beer, but it could be soda.
Multi-tools are multi-tools.
All right.
You know what? If it doesn't take a little bit of extra effort and you're going to use it for that anyways, why not?
Yeah, that's true.
Because technically, couldn't you just...
With effort, but yeah, you could.
But not... But
Yeah.
I've seen people brag about being able to open them up with CDs.
With CDs.
I saw it happen.
Okay, CDs is new. I've seen lighters, and I've seen like the side of tables, and I've seen coins and stuff like that, but I have not seen a
The
CD.
CD did not come out unscratched.
I would imagine.
But it did work, and it did happen, and I would not recommend.
Right.
It's too much effort. But
Yeah.
I've seen it happen.
Okay.
But yeah, no, makes sense. Put it back. Da-da-da-da.
I haven't opened it yet.
I thought you.
I'm shaking the can.
Okay. Well,
I'm a paint shaker. You know, I'm trying to shake appropriately because there's things you can do inappropriately very easily with shaking a can of paint.
Mambo number
Mambo
5.
number 5.
Do we need paintbrushes? Which ones are we going to use?
The same ones I never got around to fully cleaning yesterday.
Oh, perfect.
Last week, yeah.
Those need to be rinsed off if they're still covered in glue.
Yeah, they probably do.
Oh, they're rinsed off. Put down a beat, Odin. Oh, you have paper towels over here.
I do have paper towels over here.
Sorry. And then we need some paper.
Yes. So like we're not messing around, we're just gonna jump right into painting.
Well, painting takes forever to dry.
It does. It's the right time of year. It's gonna go pretty quick because I'm already fairly warm.
Okay, so do
But-
you want to wait on painting?
No, we can paint.
I was just getting things set up because this is setup time.
Okay, great.
But-
No, that's fine.
I still think we may need a sock for this.
Actually, I think I am gonna go wash these because I'm getting, since I'm painting white, I don't want to get that in white.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
gonna go wash these.
Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna leave you all alone again.
Oh, yay. And bye, Odin. Now that he's gone, let's see what people are saying. How did the Flex Bond do on the armor? Not as well as we wanted to do. There is definitely a wood grain texture. It went on really thick, and I think it's because it was sitting around way too long. We really didn't mix it, and it was drying with peaks and valleys, and we saw it happening, but it definitely has the texture to it. It probably will show up when we start painting it, but I wouldn't rule it out, but it was too thick. We didn't thin it out. Oh, and anyone want to babysit? I need a few hours to myself. Sorry, man. Nobody's stepping up. You may have an offer. Okay. Put this down. Don't need these yet. Okay. I think the camera can pick up the texture if we get the overhead camera. So I really like the coverage of this, and I think it's really great on the foam. Like, it's a really good base, but we definitely did get that wood texture going on, that grainy texture. It's not the worst in the world. It has a really good feel to it, like a good hand, but yeah, we really should have done it in thinner coats and done multiple thinner coats. Deadleaf P says, Jep paint. Waiting 2 days to wait until the paint is dry and then use chrome paint instead of a clear coat. And Artman 2019 says, then again, it is a year old, right? Yes, it is a year old. It was sitting around. It definitely thickened up. And hi, Odin.
Hi.
We're talking about the texture of the Rusco.
Texture of the Rusco. Yes, that even though it didn't lay down as flat as I was hoping, and it still has a bit of brush marks in it.
Yeah, but honestly, I like the way it handles and it feels. It feels like a really good, like, outer coating. Like a flexible outer coating. But I think we should have It was a year old, so it was.
It was a year
thick.
old. Yeah.
It has thickened up, but if we did multiple thinner coats, I think it would have been.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my opinion on the matter.
All
How about
right.
yours?
I agree with you that I don't know. There's definitely I can see it. It's not quite thick enough to be wood grain, but there's definitely brush marks in it. And as much as I tried to
Ignore it and say there's not and deny it and.
there's all that. Believe that it was supposed to level out because I was told it was supposed to level out.
Probably when it was thinner.
Probably. But you know.
Yeah, and then also Detlef P was saying waiting 2 days until the paint is dry and then use chrome paint instead of a clear coat.
Chrome paint.
So I was wondering if
Chrome paint.
for
Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by chrome paint.
I don't know. I was
Okay.
wondering if you understood that.
Oh God, Nora's here. No, I don't. Chrome paint, is that a brand? Or are you like specifically talking about
About when you want to do a chrome
like
texture.
Yeah, when you do a chrome texture.
That's the
I don't know. That's the first thing that comes to mind. So when you want to do a chrome
texture. Yeah. No, that's what I was
But-
thinking because I feel like people who really want that chrome texture really notice these things.
Oh no, because it would exaggerate this in a horrible kind of way. If it was
Yes.
chrome, yeah.
No, but we don't want chrome. We want a
Yeah.
cartoon texture.
Yeah, Detlef, she's saying chrome paint, chrome effect paint. Yeah, so
Okay,
it is,
so it's a brand.
Oh,
or
it is the
a-
silver chrome, like Mandalorian helmet chrome. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you will know if it's smooth or not, that's for sure.
Yes.
But I don't mind the brush marks because we are doing a cartoon coloring version of this, and you know what?
Right. It works really well with all the Clone Wars stuff. I love the shading they do on the 3D characters to make them look like they've been brush painted. I like that. It's a good look. And no worries, Detlef. I have no problems with trying to apologize for Germans and trying to translate to English. I don't speak German at all, so I think you're doing great.
Are we painting that first, and then we'll work on these today?
Oh, which
So that these can get dry?
Sure. And then maybe we can
Get the second coat
get
on?
a second coat on, or start get it going on.
In about an hour.
Yeah,
Once it's had
hopefully.
a chance to dry. I will. This thing needs a bag.
Kinda. So all I was planning on doing was imitating my good friend William Shakespeare from William Shakespeare Props, and he's actually been taking to using just the acrylic house paints as some of his base coats instead of constantly using the smaller craft paints. So it says acrylic latex paint in the front. So it's still house paint. It's still latex paint, but it's acrylic based, as opposed to some of the house paints that are whatever base they are, that isn't necessarily acrylic.
Makes a lot of sense because you use acrylic paints to
Right.
paint most craft projects, and I like the latex because it makes it stretchy. It does rot, but it's meant to last.
It's meant to last
Years.
decades outside, right?
Yeah, so if it's this
And
is,
the latex is what makes it flexible.
and this is way cheap. Like I
Oh,
can
it is,
feel
yeah.
better buying paint in this form
Right.
at this price. I don't know, I'm a cheapskate,
No, for sure.
but you know.
Absolutely.
But
This
I
is
spend my
what-
money on good paint because it makes a difference and it's easier.
It is.
Sorry, I'm not talking over you, but
You're totally talking over me. It's all right. I'll be quiet. No, I won't. But
no, it's okay. But anyways, there were 2 paintbrushes.
there was 2
I got the
paintbrushes.
back.
All right, you
Got your back.
appreciate that.
I'm not gonna paint the black.
You're not going to paint the Velcro? That's probably wise. I still got a little bit of water in my paintbrush, so it's not covering very well.
I might accidentally get some on it, but that's not gonna matter because that part hopefully isn't getting seen. But I'm not gonna purposely.
But
paint
what
it.
I like is that you're right-handed just like I am, so you're totally bogarting all the paint.
Am I? Yes.
Yes,
Actually,
twice.
technically,
Twice I put it in the middle of the table, and twice you moved it away.
I'm trying not to stick things in it and knock
Oh,
everything
okay.
over because I knock things over
All right.
all the time. Apparently, I like to knock over coffee a lot.
Coffee, shoe polish.
Things. So I try.
You try.
Doesn't mean I'm successful.
We got here. Oh, cool. Nora's doing a graphite rub for her Mandalorian helmet. That's pretty cool. I have seen graphite rubs. McThor came by and did one very early on, like right after Punish Props did theirs. McThor came by and did a graphite rub on his Mandalorian helmet, and it ended up looking really good. So yeah, super excited about that.
I can see that being really messy but fun to play with.
Yeah, it's not so bad. It's just a powder. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
like-
applying powder to anything else.
Yeah, pencil dust.
Yeah, that's all it is. Now you can get the aluminum dust too if you want to be the super crazy.
Is that toxic? It seems toxic. That
It
sounds
is.
toxic.
Horribly toxic.
That just sounds like a
that's
bad
why everyone
idea.
uses graphite. Because graphite,
Okay.
you just use a dust mask so you keep the amount of particles down.
Yeah, you don't want to inhale
Aluminum,
that shit. but-
you need a respirator so you don't. Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, that sounds.
Yeah, no. But they make it. It's possible. It's all for fine scale modelers. There's a lot of.
Well, if you have it in the little contained space, you know,
Yeah.
like, and you're not. But I wouldn't want to play with that.
Painting white. Maybe I didn't mix it as well as I thought I did. Maybe I need to actually stir it instead of just trying to shake the snot out of it. It doesn't seem like it's covering very well.
Well, does it have a base coat built in, or is it just the cheap one?
It's just the cheap one. It's just the cheap
Yeah, no,
$10.
Yeah, that's why. You didn't. It's not the nice one.
Right. Well, I didn't
It's
want to
gonna
paint
take
it.
a couple coats on the wall, and you don't want to do it on thick, so you just gotta. Unless you want brush stroke showing, you have to do it nice and thin, and a couple coats.
I already
Or
have
pay for the one that has the built-in primer because it does make a difference.
It does.
In my opinion.
It does. I don't know. The house paints are typically so thick. I'm afraid to paint anything that I see as not a wall.
Yeah, they can be thinned out with water.
Will they still cover?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, think about it. When you use a wet, you clean up, wash your brushes or your sponge, and then you go and you use them again when you're painting, and it just goes on a little bit smoother.
Okay.
I don't know. I painted a lot of props with house paints.
Okay.
And
I think I've
sometimes
always
I pre-
avoided it.
Well, because it's you have either the house paints or the spray paints, and the spray paints have their issues, and the house paints have their issues.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you got to deal with both of their issues at the same time. But, and then you have to match it to the fabric too. Just problems I've dealt with, you know.
Mm-hmm. What'd you see?
I was just trying to see what people are saying. Okay, no, they were.
For those of you watching at home that have no idea what we're looking at,
It's too hard for me to actually see, so. I'm sorry.
Oh, Detlef was just chiming in saying I was making fun of Germans, and so it's okay. Because at least I have to completely think different when I translate to English in my head. Yeah, I can understand that totally. They're all. I'll zoom in on the chat a little bit. Make the font. A
Oh,
little
now I
bigger.
can actually see it.
Oh, good.
Oh. Hey, Nora, how are you? That's Jack of all trades, right?
Correct.
Okay. Hi, how are you? I can see that now.
Yes.
All caps and everything.
So, do we want to talk about our adventure yesterday at all, or
Oh,
is there
yeah.
is there anything to talk about?
No, it was fun. We went to Forest Moons of Endor dressed up like Luke and Leia, and we ran around playing Star Wars.
Yeah, that sums it up.
And we got some video of it so that we can show other people one day, eventually.
Eventually.
They're going to see the video and be like, what?
Right. Like, you drove all the way out there and you shot there? No,
No, it looked really pretty.
it does look really pretty.
Yeah. There are even like vines across the little stream. Yeah. It was cool. Made a friend, Cole.
She named him Josh and she can't remember. Keeps calling him Paul and Stanley and
He gets a new name every 5 minutes.
Ringo. It's a banana slug.
Yeah. He like traveled like a whole foot and a half while we were there.
Yes, he was hauling ass. So, since that particular mollusk is more or less, I'm not quite sure that's true, is specific to Northern California and those particular rainforests, you could say he is indigenous to Endor as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks very alien of a creature, I must say.
Yes.
And I think banana slugs are cool.
Banana slugs are cool. Was it University of Monterey? It's their mascot.
Oh, that's awesome. I used to have a banana slug magnet on our fridge growing up.
Oh yeah.
It was a realistic looking one. It was cool. Oh, Jack of all trades is fantastic.
Oh,
So,
good.
I'm glad.
Of course, the one place I really don't need to worry about making it super white is across the stomach, where it's going to end up being yellow.
Well, it needs just like an even something
yeah, it needs
down.
even something.
Oh, we left the door open, didn't turn on the filming sign, and the dogs are outside.
Yeah, well, the back door's open, the gate's shut, which should be. Last I looked, and
Toby, Bruno.
also it is immensely cooler outside of the room than in, so I was okay leaving the door open.
Okay. We're good. You can't go on the table. You
Nope.
will make a mess.
Yep.
Yes. I didn't turn on the light.
Oh, that's all right. We'll get to it. We're still the only ones in the building.
That's what I thought earlier, and then we weren't.
Then we were, yeah, but they left. So
Okay.
they came. Those two came by, dropped something off for the other studio, and then left.
Okay. Up next, watching paint dry.
It's an Odin Make staple. Like how we both decided to wear black on a day we're going to paint with white.
Oh yes, of course, every time. Here's a Discord bet. Who's going to get paint on their shirt first?
Well, there you go. Actually thought I did already, but I was wrong. I was a piece of lint, so that was nice.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'd rather not.
Right? Latex doesn't come out the easiest, but I
No.
find that lighter fluid works.
Oh, okay. You just burn the shirt and it's gone?
Pretty much.
Okay.
No, lighter fluid's very similar to the dry cleaning fluids that they use.
Oh, okay.
And it gets lipstick and a lot of other weird things out of clothing. But there are some stains that are just there forever.
Right.
It's a pizza pie.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I'm seeing the pop-up window from the side, so something's
That's a
happening
good
on
point.
Discord.
Jonathan Weezer asked a good question.
Oh, good. What's that?
Would a foam brush result in fewer brush strokes?
A foam brush can. And with the house paint, that probably would do good. I got away from foam brushes when I made the mistake of trying to use them with contact cement, because the glue that holds the foam part of the brush onto the plastic handle, dissolves in contact cement, and so all of a sudden the foam stretches out and falls off the end of your stick very quickly. Actually, it doesn't take it very long at all to do that. So I kind of quit using foam brushes because under that one circumstance they fell apart on me.
Okay.
So
So therefore they shall be banned forever.
kind of disappeared out of my thoughts. Now I do still pull pieces of foam, right? So so I do still kind of use them, but
I feel like they're cheap and throwawayable. And
They are
when
very
you
cheap
have
throwawayable.
PAs painting for you,
yeah,
I don't give them real brushes. I give them foam brushes or dollar store brushes or cheap brushes
because you're not going to get a brush back.
No. It's
No,
not worth it
you're
to
not.
invest in brushes, but people.
And I like the chip brushes, but they have their own unique problem, basically shedding.
Right?
I mean, they're cheap and they're actually bristles, but
But that was a good suggestion.
it is.
Foam brushes. Good thing we're live and we have to do this in front of people anyways.
Yeah.
Ah. I'm running out of places to hold this.
Yep, I'm running into that problem too. I got paint on my thumb. That doesn't count though.
I know. That's too much.
Quality entertainment. Odin makes.
Odin paints.
Odin paints. Y'all knew what you're getting into.
Yeah, if you wanted this project done, you'd watch the other video where
Right,
it's
you-
done.
Where it's
and
done.
10 minutes with all the patterns. This
Right.
is us making that. And stumbling along the way. It's gonna be black in here, but whatever.
Jonathan says, I bought an 8-pack of foam brushes for my painting, and the first one broke on me, and I haven't touched them since. Yeah, foam brushes, full of promise, short on delivery. I'm not quite sure why Will Connors is apologizing to you, but apparently in the Sunday's live stream on Discord, it's sorry but Felicia, and then tags you, and I have no idea why.
Okay.
All right.
This isn't on my shirt.
No, this isn't my shirt.
Yeah, so not on my shirt yet.
Nope. I got that bit of fuzz.
Oh, I think that's probably placing the bet. Isn't there a place for bets on Discord?
They're talking about bets on Discord, yeah, and they actually had a different idea that was than the one you were instead of who's going to ruin their shirt first.
Ooh, what is it?
How much does Odin spend on contact cement in a year?
Less than you think,
Probably, yeah.
because you don't buy it yearly.
No, I purchase. I've noticed it because I dated it a couple of times that I do purchase the quantity that I purchase more than once a year.
Okay.
Yep.
Feel like I get it all, and then there's another spot.
Right. I'm sure this is why Steve spray painted his.
No, because spray paint gives even
You have an evil what?
an even coat, and if you're good at it, you could get even coverage. But it's spray and you're done.
Yeah. Also, he did a really light spray painting. I think it was a little bit of both. I think he plastic dipped and then he plastic dipped it black, but the black seems to work better. The colorations in the plastic dip, they all seem to work a little bit differently, which is odd because they shouldn't.
Well, there's different chemistry in the colorants.
Yeah.
So I think black is probably a bulkier product because the carbon in it
Okay.
that they black it up with.
Yeah,
With
'cause
the titanium and the white, wouldn't it be as... I don't know.
Right. No. That's definitely
But-
the colorants, but the white does seem to separate and
But those totally would make difference in the way.
Oh, yeah.
So colors, I could totally see having different properties.
so he did his plastic dipped it black and then did a really light dusting of white spray paint over it, which got it to be a fairly almost white color, and then started painting acrylic paints over that because it helped it stick and it got him a really good base coat, and he's able to do it in just a coat or two instead of 10 trying to paint white over black.
Interesting. So
So why are we doing that? Because that would require going outside and spray painting it. We're not really set up to do that.
and spraying in front of cameras isn't a good idea. But ideally, you would prefer the spraying
Yeah.
paint method,
Generally, yeah, because I just feel like it's over faster.
right? Dries faster. Less
Usually, as long as
brush
you're not using Rust-Oleum.
marks,
Yeah,
and it's not winter time
right.
because weather affects spray paint. You can't spray paint in the winter outside in the cold. It will never set, and it'll get drippy and
Get drippy,
splotchy.
weird. Yeah.
And anyways, I've had some issues.
Yeah, you have. I'm picking up on that.
Yeah, just a few. I now use a bucket of warm water.
Yes, to warm all the paints up before you use it.
Yep. All right, I need to stop. Let it
Okay.
give a chance to dry, because otherwise I'm going to start scraping off the dry stuff.
Pretty much, yeah, that happens too.
Yeah, I'm going to get some fresh water
Okay,
for the paintbrushes.
what an idea. Do you want to take one of those blue buckets and...
No, I was just going to get a paper cup at this point.
Oh,
Those
okay.
are, I don't know.
No, that's fine. Alrighty, so we got going in here. Oh, I see. Will Connors is apologizing because his bet was Felicia's going to get paint on her shirt first. Alrighty. Oh, great. B. Lynch is in for both. 1 Odin and 2 $50 on cement. Alright, and the bets are off on Discord. Here we go. Well, it is noon, actually. I say, we'll let the bet going until noon, but you know what? It's noon. So suppose I need to click over to being all public and stuff. Alrighty. I'm still safe. What is this? Oh, I don't want this. Close window. Live streaming. And we're going to go to, oh wow. Edit. And we're going to scroll down to where it says, where does it say unlisted? All the way towards the bottom. Oh, way too far. There it is. Unlisted. Public. Done. Save.
Are we public already?
We are now public already.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Well, afternoon officially.
Of afternoon officially, yes.
I brought
Especially for the majority of the world. Oh, you brought.
water cups
Water
for
cups.
the latex paint.
Hooray. So hello, it is now noon, and we've switched over to being a public stream.
I'm gonna spill this if I put this down. It's the
Did you
weight.
put it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna spill this. I'm gonna put it in one of those.
Okay.
Sorry.
So the first 45 minutes or so of the stream is actually an unlisted stream that we're doing privately for all of our Discord members and Patreon members. So if you want to get in on the pre-show early, which gets you more one-on-one chat time and a little more exclusive content, then please check out Odin Makes on Patreon, and we'll get you a Discord link, and you can join in. And this week on Thursday, I'm planning on doing a private Discord only live stream where I'm going to put together the Lego train set finally. Train! So that's going to be happening this week. But hello and welcome to the Odin Makes live stream. It's Sunday, and I'm here with
Felicia, nice to see you guys. Welcome.
Hello, welcome. And this is part 6 of continuing with building the Dragon Ball Z armor. We're working on the armor that Steven had put together over on his YouTube site called SKS Props. We're using HD foam and building up a set of the basic Saiyan armor using the pattern that Steve had put together. It's going together really well. And today we're starting to get the base coat white painted, and we're going to work on the boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the gloves.
Oh, and the gloves. And the gloves.
Gloves. I heard somebody call it that, and I haven't been able to call them gloves since, because of gloves.
Gloves.
Gloves. Can I have I have paint on me.
You have paint on you. Where do you have paint on you?
Not my shirt yet.
Okay, good. Oh, and that's what John was apologizing for.
Oh, yeah.
So Felicia, sorry. It's like, because he was baiting Felicia first. We're running out of,
No, I just...
when it gets to the end, they start to clog.
Yes, so yes, you need some more.
Okay. It happens. It's a box of paper towels. The box is nice because it fits in a little shelf I made, but they cost more.
Because they're in a box?
Because they're in a box and they're like a slightly heavier grade paper towel. It's like
Yeah.
if I just had a
Shop
paper
paper
towel
towel.
dispenser, it would be cheaper.
Oh, yeah. Well, latex. Oh, jeez. It's okay, though.
Janice Uzer says, "Hey Felicia, hi Odin."
Hello, how are you?
Hello. Mason Rowell, yeah. I was gonna say Roxelle for some reason. Rowell. Cool. Just started and love the vids in live. Sweet. Hello, Mason.
Hello.
So.
We are waiting for paint to dry. Getting on the first coat of white paint, and then... Do we want to paint the boot covers while they're flat?
Possibly. We can do that.
And then we just glue them together?
Then we just glue them together. Do you want to... I know you cut them out already. Do you want to cheat even further? I think I might have some 2mm or 3mm white EVA foam. You want to just use foam that's white?
Yeah.
Because it's just white, right? It doesn't need...
Yeah. Nope, I'm totally down for just white.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, all
Not
right.
get brush strokes and
Not get brush
extra
strokes.
steps and everything just to make something white.
Right, when
So on
we
a
can just
text-
use white and...
Not mess up the texture of the exterior.
Yeah, and it won't crack or do anything stupid when you're walking around in them.
Yeah, and if they get ruined, whatever. Just,
Right, that's not that big of a deal.
right? Okay. No, I'm totally down.
All right, let me...
I could grab the EVA foam. Where I spy with my little eye something that
There's-
is white.
Yeah, there's rolls of white on the shelf. Just to the right of Thanos, there's some white rolls in the shelf, and that's where the...
I have to go over here.
Don't forget your whip and fedora if you can go exploring in my shop.
Dun, 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 dun. All right.
Dun 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 dun.
Warmer, colder.
You're pretty warm.
I see it. Is that gray?
One of them up there is gray. Then I see a couple others that are white. I don't know if I don't know if those are thin enough, but hopefully they are.
Those are kind of thick
Okay.
because there is a 1/4 of an inch and
Oh really?
a 1/2 inch.
Oh, well, that's a bummer. I thought maybe I had one that was thinner up there.
You
What
do
about?
have 2 thin gray rolls.
Oh,
Both
they're gray.
The rolls are thin, but they're both gray.
Okay, well. Yeah, those are both HD foam, so they're gray. All right.
Yeah.
I don't really want to run to Michael's during a live stream.
Well, then we could just paint them flat then,
All right.
because we're live
Yeah. All right.
and they're just boot covers. They're gonna get scuffed up.
So Prime Guy 98 is making a low-budget Star Trek film. So do we have any
Awesome.
tips on getting low-cost TNG style outfits? Yeah, paint your actors. But which canonically is what happens anyway. They actually the uniforms supposedly spray on, but
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about it because there actually is airbrushing spandex fabric is a great
Right.
skin.
It doesn't have to be a skin, but it depends on the next gen uniform, because the first couple seasons they had their spandex pajamas, and then the third season onwards they had the wool top.
I'm thinking making crazy people inside of these
okay.
outfits. I'm going.
I assumed.
Yeah, no, but it's low budget. But I'm just.
That's TNG style outfits, so I assumed uniforms. Okay.
Okay, no, that makes way more sense because my brain isn't there yet.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was looking at it, going, wait, what are we doing? Star Trek? Like, what kind of?
What?
So yes, no, you read it correctly. I
Okay.
was going aliens.
Aliens.
Like
Yeah.
I was trying to go because instantly I'd want to.
Do something. An inexpensive TNG alien is easy. You just take your paper egg carton, the one that like a dozen eggs come in, and just cut a couple of the cups that you support the eggs in, and glue them to your actor's forehead. That's that's all you need.
Okay, well there you go.
One of the things with Star Trek that early on Gene Roddenberry said was that they weren't to cover up the actors' eyes or mouths, because they did it a few times and it didn't quite work for him. So that's why in Next Generation so many aliens just have like lumpy foreheads.
Interesting.
Because it was an easy thing to do, and it still let the actors be actors, and you can still see them and work. And honestly, it does work, but it is kind
totally
of funny
does.
that,
No, I'm just going over the top.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, no, okay. Train.
Not sure. Otherwise, yeah. Can you get onesies off Amazon? I don't know.
Yeah, you totally can.
Yeah. Oh, Faker Maker's here. Ah, sweet. Trying to finish something's here. Hello, Sean. When do we get the indoor scenes?
Well, we're trying to finish something. No.
Right.
We filmed them yesterday, so they got filmed. You're welcome. It's happening slowly, but
It's happening slowly. The video's getting put together. There was hopes of getting it out at a particular time, and we're still on track for that. But we're not saying, because that's committing.
Yes, and if I commit on camera,
On camera, then you feel even more accountable.
right?
Yeah.
And if I don't, then it's perjury. No.
So we're starting a new channel called Try to Commit to Something, and we'll get to that eventually. Hello, Portugal.
We got Cliff
Cliff
Oliveira
Yeah, Oliveira. Yeah.
from Portugal. Well, hello.
Oh, okay. Prime Guy 98 says, I want to get the jacket style instead of the coverall uniform.
Okay, I'd have to see a reference image.
Um,
You'd have to give me a reference image to answer that. I'm sorry, but I do love doing costume breakdowns where I go, okay, we could source this jacket here. It kind of is a military style. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
But I do need a reference image. I can't do this off the top of my head. Especially when I'm trying to go crazy aliens, and I know that's not what we're doing. We can just do lumpy skulls.
There. This one's more the jacket style.
Yeah, we had those at Decades. They're
Yeah.
kind of a cropped jacket. It's actually at the waist and not like lower
Right.
like people want.
Right, so the good news is the pants are just solid black, so that's sweatpants.
So it doesn't mean it has to be one piece.
No, well, it's not.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
some people get stuck. It has to be a jumpsuit.
Because it was the first season.
So it doesn't have to be a jumpsuit. Nobody knows that seam is sewn or tucked in. You
there
don't
is-
have to tell.
There is a thing called the Picard maneuver, because when he would sit down in his chair, he would tug on the front of his shirt to straighten it all out, and that got dubbed the Picard maneuver. It was him straightening his jacket. He did it on screen all the time.
Well, yeah, because the art department can't, or wardrobe can't run out there and go.
Yeah.
Because that used to be my job. I'd have to straighten people's shirts so that it looks nice.
Right?
But if he's standing and sitting in a scene,
he has to do
I
it.
can't jump on camera. He has to do
Right.
it. So yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Get your actor trained. Sorry.
Right. Engage.
No, it makes a lot of sense. But
Engage. So, I bet you could cut the hoods off of pullover hoodies.
well, you could just buy a mandarin collared shirt. If you know what to call it, you can order it.
Okay.
Because it's a black shirt, it's a mandarin collar, but
Right.
you also could get a turtleneck and just cut your own little thing, trim it out, and then add the yellow on top. Depends on how high your skill level is, because you can sacrifice a yellow shirt.
Right. Well,
Cut it down.
I would probably get the shirt that was close to the right color, then add the black.
Really? I would cannibalize 2 shirts. I would
fair
just have
enough.
a black shirt and then just sew the yellow on top of it.
Yeah, I
or-
would get one shirt and then spray it with the the black spray, which is that's not cheap either, but
Yeah, because it's the colors that get expensive, whether it's fabric or paint
Yep.
or.
I have made one from scratch. It was not very well done, but it worked and
I
yeah.
remember that you asked me, and I just didn't have the time at the moment,
No.
and I felt so guilty when I saw them.
It's all good, but yeah, and it was a bit of a. It takes a bit. I guess it does look fairly complicated. It's not too bad, but there is.
Honestly, if I was doing it, I would cut 2 shirts up and just sew the shoulder yoke and.
And she'll sew the bottom onto it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I would sew the shoulder yoke, but I would just tack down the thing.
Right.
But-
So buy long sleeve shirts and then buy
black pants.
black pants and yeah.
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 So low budget.
Yeah.
Get the parts built comfortably.
Right.
The base layer comfortable. Get the pants. Make sure they fit your actor or whatever. They're
Right.
comfortable, stretchy. Get the shirt that you like. Cotton is breathable. You don't want to get something heavy polyester because you'll be sweating and it'll be smelling and it will not be fun for anyone.
Right.
And Star Trek is notorious for polyester. So just
It is.
as a note when you're looking at shirts, fiber content makes a difference in what comes in the order.
Yeah. And notorious for polyester. Something else that I ran into a lot with the first couple seasons in Next Gen was the need for a secondary jumpsuit, say the spandex suit. And immediately after they did tests, they realized they needed an under spandex suit to help hide all the little bulges from the body.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you have to use
So there's 2 layers of spandex.
No, you need to use the fabrics together to get the best properties of both worlds. Because if I get a cotton polyester blend, I still would like 3% of spandex, maybe up to 6.
Right, yeah.
It makes it feel nice. The fabrics make a difference. So if you're gonna buy stuff, just get good quality
Right.
fabrics because they show better and they wear better and you can run in them. You know what I mean? As opposed to we're spray paint. Like if you spray
Yeah.
paint it takes the spray paint better too on better quality fabrics,
Okay.
denser things. But that's why you're probably going sweatshirt because
Yeah.
it gives you that thicker, denser.
Right. But
cotton
honestly,
with the-
you could probably do it with just a long sleeve t-shirt, long
Yeah.
sleeve shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would even do a knit one.
Right.
Is what I'm saying. I would even,
Yeah.
yeah. But so okay, there's my opinions on
So
that.
there's some opinions on next gen
Yeah.
uniforms.
Find a good shirt and cannibalize it to make it happen. So you don't really have to pattern, you just have to style line it.
Which is yeah.
Because patterning's the hard part and fitting's the hard part, but the style lines, you can say it goes right there.
What is this now?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Odin, is your real name Odin? And will you make anything from the newish 2020 Mortal Kombat movie? That's Henzo Hashimi. I can read it from here.
You can. Yes, my real name is Odin. That is my actual given name, and that is that I am Odin. And I was thinking about it. To answer your secondary question, I was thinking about it.
Eventually.
Maybe even sooner. But yes.
Yes.
I think everyone needs a full-time Felicia just for advice. This is what trying to finish something is telling us.
I'm really good. Well, that's what people would do at the costume shop. So even if they didn't rent costumes, they'd come in and they'd talk about, okay, I have this problem. I need to be this character, and they'd do. I'll be like, all right, so we don't have that here, but you can order this. There's an Army surplus place here. So
Right.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I could talk all day. Okay, now that it's drying, I'm seeing all the spots open up on the paint.
That'll happen. Yeah.
Yeah. But I gotta let it
That's
dry
because it hates you.
before I go attack those spots because otherwise it'll just
Right.
and peel them off.
So we need to set these aside so we can actually play with the boots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, it's Henzo like Han as in Han Solo. Oh, Hanzo.
Hanzo.
Okay.
Hanzo.
Hanzo with the
Hasashi.
Z, and the last name is Hasashi. She?
Hasashi. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so
The Jacksmith says, "Hey, Odin and Felicia. I'm trying to make a prop tutorial, and I was curious if you guys had any tips on how to make the video more interesting and entertaining.
Well, that's a question for you. I just drag everything out.
All you want to do is just drag everything out. Don't be afraid to tell stories. Don't be afraid to, but at the same time, don't spend the first 5 minutes of your video talking about something unrelated to what's coming up.
Yeah, don't pull a recipe. You know,
Yeah,
when you look
don't-
up like a recipe for Pop-Tarts. I don't know. Nobody looks up recipes for Pop-Tarts,
Sure,
but
but
then
if-
they tell the life story.
Right. There's actually websites now that distill recipes back down to being a recipe instead of being this 4,000 word blog for better search engine optimization.
But people do enjoy a good story.
Yeah.
So put it in the middle and in the end. Sprinkle it in throughout. Do
Right.
not just.
Or talk about what inspired you to make the prop, or talk about what you're looking at doing with it. You know, there's a reason you're making whatever it is you're making, and of course because you want one. But is it something from your childhood? Is it something you're building for someone else so they can go do a con? Is it something for a short film? Don't be afraid to share that. Don't be afraid to show a mistake, and especially how you get out of it. Don't fabricate mistakes, right? Unless it's specifically for learning, like this is why I use plastic instead of glass. But don't force a mistake just for the camera. But if something happens, don't be afraid that it has to be perfect, because it doesn't. You're okay with showing that things go wrong, like sticking your hand in wet paint. That's okay. Other than that, the other thing that I really noticed watching like some how-to videos of the guy that was working on his ultralight airplane, he talked about, now I'm going to screw the skin to the main rib of the plane wing, right? And he sat down in real time and screwed in all 21 screws. It's like, it's a screw. I get it. When you get to the second one, you can jump ahead to the last one. I don't need to watch every one of them go in.
What are we doing?
Well, we're live streaming. This is
This is an edited video.
this was an edited video.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm like, because we're showing all the nitty gritty
Right.
painting.
But doing the live stream also gives the opportunity to do the interaction, which is really what we're here for. We're here for the interaction. This is almost secondary. Trying to finish something that says, crap, I might need to take that advice. Oh dear, which advice is that?
Right?
By the way, he's local, so if
that's cool.
if there's a point when you're okay with someone who's actually a member of the 501st coming by during a live stream, I'm okay with him dropping by.
Yeah.
He knows where the building is now. I've let him come by here once.
Fully vaccinated.
There you are. Yeah, there's that too.
Oh my gosh, I went to a party for the first time since being fully vaccinated with fully vaccinated people.
Right.
It was a strange experience peopling again.
Yes.
Much needed, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. So my poor little cousin, she's graduated this year, so she missed her junior, senior proms.
Right.
And graduating, so her and her friend had a prom themed graduation party, and we got to dress up, and it was so much fun, and I'm so glad it was weirdly normal. You know, after this last year, what can I say?
Right.
Right. So that one's curling the wrong way, and we're going to be fighting it the whole time, aren't we?
This one, or you
That one, because I painted the wrong. I used a Sharpie.
on the wrong side? Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why I'm painting this side, because the Sharpie will bleed through forever.
No, I know. So then I was like, how will it? And I was like,
It'll-
we'll have to shape it, but we'll probably be.
It'll kind of behave once we get glue and stuff on it. It's going to take it some. It'll take some convincing, but it'll get there.
Yeah. Heat and steam.
Yep. I've got a steamer now. Someone dropped a steamer off.
Yeah. There it is. Okay. I had to make sure that this wasn't going to knock over because, yeah.
Got it here. Wow. Gerardo?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Gerardo Diaz.
Yeah.
Hi guys, please say to my son Gerardito from Chile. I think.
Hello.
Hi. I hope. My concern is pronouncing names wrong. So.
Right.
Hello,
Sorry if I'm intimidating or mispronounce it, but I try.
But hello, Gerardito, right?
Oh, Oh, you are going horizontal and I'm going vertical. I don't care.
All right,
They could be
I can
different.
switch. All right.
They could just be different. They're going to be...
I was just going in the direction that I would be able to cause the curls to flatten
Right.
out while I was doing it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I was going this direction so that it didn't affect the curl, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah.
My weird grain line, if I would put it on the grain, I would put it on this grain.
Oh, you're painting to the grain line for sewing.
For fabric, and
All right.
there is no grain line on foam.
No.
But in my brain, I still grain line.
All right.
Adjust.
Well, it's not fully committed yet. I can change the grain line on this.
Yeah, no. I just noticed. I was like, oh, okay, we definitely have lines. We're not even trying to hide them at this point. They
No.
are there.
Yeah.
I will laugh when Joe sees this, and he'd be like, really, guys? Really?
Hey, Joe, you want to make one?
I'll be like, this one can be mine, you make your own. He'll be like, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nah, we'll see. He just knows that we can do better.
So, we tried that. Hey, Owen and Felicia, how would you make a high heel shoe from Holly Stutchman?
I'd have to see a reference picture.
Of what type? What they mean by high heel shoe?
But from Holly's...
Holly Stutchman up here. Down here.
That's the name. Okay. How
Yeah.
would I go about making a high heel shoe?
Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha. I'm sorry. Holly Stutchman wasn't the...
I was like, is that some character I don't know?
Yes.
But hi,
That's a
Holly.
character you don't know.
I don't know you yet, Holly. So a high heel shoe. I have not made them from scratch.
I have not
made platform shoes from scratch.
Yeah, I made the kiss boots and
I
hooves
was going to
and
say they
things.
were kiss boots.
Yep, they're always kiss boots.
Right? Because they're never tall enough. But, yeah, but I have purchased these gorgeous 80s heels that have the steel heel that were actually banned from government buildings for breaking tiles.
Right.
So
There's a ton of force comes down when you're walking on the high heel shoes. You get
Yeah.
the tiny little spikes. Yeah.
you get that metal spike. It's really great support, and it's so tall you don't realize how short your foot is in comparison to the height of the heel. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Like your foot is only so long in the heel,
Right.
so
well,
it's like at
it's
that.
a triangle. You're doing this type of thing to it.
Yeah, so
and
it's
so
a-
it's shrinking up. Yeah.
So I found these heels from Decades of all places in a box.
Really?
That have that crazy metal heel that is like pushes the boundaries of how high you can make your heel, but they have been worn out. The pleather on them
Oh yeah.
is just trashed.
So Decades is a costume shop that Felicia
Oh,
worked
yeah.
at for many years. For those of you who don't know. And
Sorry.
now back to the heel story.
So anyways, I've taken those heels and I've covered them in stretch satin, and they turned out really amazing.
Yeah, I
you
bet.
saw them. They were in the collection I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I actually made a pattern, and it's on my Instagram. Just a picture of it, but
Well.
I haven't posted it. But every shoe is slightly different shape, so you'd have to make it. You can't share that. Anyways, I would cover an old shoe that has good bones, because the bone structure is the most important part.
Right.
I wouldn't try and build the bone structure from scratch unless you want some kind of a wedge heel, and then I would totally cut up yoga blocks.
Yeah.
So, depends on what you want your heel to look like. I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibilities. If you want a spike heel, find a good spike heel with good bones, cover it up. If you want more of a wedge or a flat or your moccasin or some kind of a thing, go ahead, try and make the sole from scratch. These HD foams are really good. It's what they use to make flip-flops often, so...
I've talked to a cobbler that would make Hollywood shoes. He ended up working in a repair shop in Sacramento, but he worked on a number of different movies that had just all sorts of goofy shoes. One of the things they used a lot for soles was just cork
Yeah.
for a costume shoe.
So I often repaired those stupid shoes and have to gorilla glue them back together, and often it was just a piece of cork or foam. Like I said, I would totally just use a yoga block.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. But I have covered heels before where they were really good bone structures, and then I just did the satin cover and made them what I wanted to do. The hardest part is finishing your seams. You have to either tuck it into where the shoe meets the thing, or you can add a decorative border around that, but that's where you really gotta finish the look is. Still no paint?
I think I'm still okay.
Yeah, I'm still good.
What's going to happen is I'm going to lean on the table, and that's how I'm going to get myself.
Yeah. But yeah, you'd have to either like add a border or make sure that your borders are tucked in really nicely. But yeah. What if I wanted to make high heels out of soda cans? How would you do that? Okay, so I would start with cutting off the top and the bottom of the soda cans. I would probably make my pattern out of aluminum foil first so that I know where my seams are going to go. And I would probably cover still the bone structure of a good pair of shoes if I wanted them to be high heels. And I would glue it directly to the thing, and I wouldn't try and... I would probably like sand my edges and just put them as clean of a line up and butt them together.
Right.
And not...
And not expect the soda can to support weight.
No.
Or am I jumping ahead? Okay.
No,
I'm distracted with the phlebotomist story that's happening in Discord.
This one, I would glue it directly to a shoe base.
Yeah.
Like, and I would sand the edges so that they butt together.
Okay.
I wouldn't try and...
Overlap the soda can.
Yeah, kind of a thing.
Right. Unless you really want to sit there and because you could do the flat fold seams of soda can.
No, you
just
totally
hammer it
can.
down,
but the thing is
it's not worth it.
I'm thinking of the heels and where I would put seams in a pair of high heels.
Yeah.
I totally took out heels out of my car. But anyways, like there's because you'd put it in the arch of the foot or the toe of the foot, but you have to separate it because it curves. So often it's a shape like this, where you have the toe, the thing, the heel comes up here, and then there's where the foot goes in, and then it folds in and attaches at the back. Now, the higher the heel, there's going to be an angle right at where the toe has to go up.
Right.
So, I'm not painting. I am just
We're
making
talking.
a mess. But there would be a dart or some kind of having to adjust around that thing. But you could take the pattern, cut it out of aluminum foil, and then put it back together and then glue it to a base.
Right.
As opposed to trying to make a tin shoe that you slide your foot in. That's a high heel. It's not going to turn out good being homemade.
Right.
But if you wanted to wear a pair of heels, like a flat felt seams, you can make a moccasin out of soda cans. I think that's totally possible.
Yeah. Should be.
Yeah. But yeah.
Something you used to do all the time in the 70s with soda cans and beer cans is they would flatten them out and then just take a hole punch around the corners and just punch a bunch of holes and then crochet them together into hats and things.
My grandma made a bunch of those.
Yeah.
I had some, and then we had them at Decades, and I've
sure.
played with that concept
Yeah.
before, made a few things out of that.
Wouldn't work for a shoe, but just kind of came to mind those like, oh yeah, there's my Aunt's Olympia beer hat.
Okay.
Yeah. Good job, Aunt.
Holly, I'm loving your questions. What if I wanted to do both a wedge heel that turns into the pole-like heel? What would you do for that? I'd make two different shoes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. That's two separate heels. Change your shoes.
To
Transformers is a little complicated.
Right. The only way you can get that to work as a practical effect is probably with a small pneumatic ram, basically compressed air. But there's a whole system that goes in along with that in order for that to work.
That's why if you don't have a shoe that already does it as a base.
Right.
Like,
Because you could do a spring type of a thing too with a catching latch, but you wouldn't be able to go back to being flat. Like you could have a heel that telescopes a little bit, and it's spring loaded. So then when you release whatever, as you pick up your heel, it pops down, and now you've got more of a heel. The whole toe is going to have to be very flexible, but you're going to have to take your shoe off to reset it.
granted, in the Victorian era, they used to trade out the heels of their shoes.
Oh, okay.
So you could switch out, you'd have one pair of shoes and you'd switch out the heels, or you'd have really nice heel that you invested in and you'd replace the...
Replace the shoe.
Yeah, you'd replace the shoe.
That way
So
you're
I
never
would
taller
make
than your
two
host.
separate heels. But at that point, just make two separate shoes.
Yeah.
So...
Right. What are we doing here? We got Iced Coffee Art says, have you ever thought about making a tutorial for a Slipknot mask? I actually have not. It's not a bad idea, but that's not something that's really been strong on my radar. What were you looking at?
I don't know.
So Maximilian Hammerschmidt's got a nice long question. Hey, Odin and Felicia, I haven't watched Ari the Dead yet, but I'd like to know, what do you think about the performance of the famous German actor, Matthias Schweighöfer? Boy, that sounds like I'm saying something that needs to be edited there. I can't pronounce Matthias's last name. I'm sorry. So I've seen it. I saw it in the theaters, and I've jumped around on Netflix and watched scenes again later on. He was fine. I thought he was great. He was a safecracker, and he was definitely kind of a character. And he's got a bunch of scenes with another actor. I don't remember the other actor's name, and the two of them spent a lot of time in the gym and early on in production getting ready to do their scenes. So they actually became friends, and it really works on screen. That whole chemistry thing. Like,
Yeah.
You could totally tell that these two guys got along and played off each other, and it really worked because the two of them were trying to crack the safe the whole time.
So they weren't acting? No.
So they weren't acting. No, they weren't acting. No, they were both just
Best
total
way to
badasses.
act is be genuine, apparently.
Yeah, pretty much. You've got an underlying genuine thing. It's going to work better. So no, I thought he was great, and he's directing the animated prequel, right? I think. So that's kind of interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Robocoli, it's kind of like Robot Broccoli, right? Robocoli says, "I wish you a good evening." It's Robert from Sweden. Hello, Robert. Thank you. Good evening to you. Faker Maker props to the $5 super chat. Braining. Hey, I'm making the Crossbones cosplay and going to MegaCon in August. Are you going to a con this year? Yes, I'm definitely for sure going to SAC Anime, which is going to be Labor Day weekend here in Sacramento. I'm probably going to be going to Silicon, which is just the weekend before. So it's the last weekend in August. That's in San Jose. Next week is the Roseville swap meet, Roseville Comic Con swap meet. And I might run out there after the live stream. So.
Oh, cool.
Which means I'll be out there for the last couple hours of the con, but I might run out there and do that. And I might not. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that yet.
Depends on if you need a nap.
Depends on if I need a nap and how excited I am to go and do stuff.
Ooh. Jonathan Maxwell asks, any advice for wrapping armor with fabric? Spray glue is your best friend. There's two different types of spray glue. There's a heavy duty spray glue, and then there's a repositional spray glue. My favorite stuff is the repositionable stuff because you could cut out details out of fabric and then spray it directly to the costume and stick it, and it works for the entire scene, and then you can take it off and give your costumes back without having any damage. But spray adhesive, it also comes in a more permanent form, but then once the fabric's down, you're kind of committed. But you can often pick up and smooth things out. Steam helps. But yes, sprayed, this is the temporary stuff that works amazing, and it's like making a fabric sticker that you can restick and restick that doesn't leave a film. Love this stuff. So even if you're doing it to get it stuck down and positioned and then you're stapling it from the back, I would use this because then you can peel it up and redo it and peel it up and redo it, get it where you want to, and then tack it down from behind.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she's speaking truth.
And this stuff, it definitely will hold. It'll work amazing. It'll hold it, but once you're down, you're down.
This is the Super 77. There's also a High 90. Something I've noticed with this particular spray glue, when we were doing signs here in Sacramento and then driving them down to Las Vegas, so this is a paper printout sign onto foam core, the change in humidity caused the paper to wrinkle on the front. So we got to where we had to do the signs once we were in Vegas. We couldn't do it beforehand anymore.
That's why if you mess up, you use a little bit of steam.
Yep, that would probably work.
To help.
Smoosh
it back into.
Smoosh it back.
Yeah.
Although steam's probably gonna make the inkjet run.
Worse. Yeah, no.
Well, the inkjet would run.
With paper would be terrible of an idea.
Oh,
with
but
fabric.
Oh,
we
totally.
were talking fabric on foam,
Okay,
and
fine.
that's why I was saying use steam, because it does.
It does that. It does.
Yeah.
It does let go and be weird when temperature changes. So this one is the one that I saw Adam Savage talk about. This is actually a headliner foam adhesive spray. So this is specifically made for putting your headliner back on inside your car, and this is what he used on his Range Rover. This, according to him, is the only one to where during a summer in San Francisco, which aren't even that harsh of a summer, the headliner didn't let go and fall down.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool. So that's
that
why I ran and
stuff
bought
is
this.
Slightly, it's heavy duty, but it also isn't immediately. It's repositionable. You know, like once
A little bit, yeah.
It has a little bit of repositionability to it, and I think that's kind of what you have to be gentle about covering foam with fabric. I like stretch fabrics a
Mhm.
lot, like knits and stretch and spandex, a lot better than woven fabrics because you can pull them tight and smoosh them over until the wrinkles are to the back, so you can get like no seams. Where if it's a woven fabric, a woven fabric, you might have to dart places to get things to lay down flat, but you can often smoosh it towards the edge depending on the fabric. But knits make it a lot easier, and knits also come in really fun swimwear fabrics that are shiny and metallic, and
Right.
like I think they go over foam really well.
Yep.
And you can launder them.
Oh, you can.
Believe it or not, depending on how you do it, you can launder it, because we had that at the costume shop, and we had things that would go through the laundry and come back all the time. So
Oh, nice.
foam goes through the laundry, not
Right.
bad.
Well, I was thinking the spray glue survived.
I wouldn't put it in the heater.
No, don't do that. Don't
No,
put it in the
but,
dryer.
but it would be more like I said, how you do it, because if you attach it, but then you staple it in from the back and stuff.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Not staple, but you know what I mean.
Oh,
like,
staples,
like
totally.
attach it, or
Great-
sew
great
it
pneumatic
in.
thing.
Because you could totally sew it into it too. There's a lot of ways to make it more permanent, but it is not the worst stuff to use.
Remember, if you really need your costume to stay on, if you get staples going directly into your bone, the costume will stay in place a lot better than you think. Yeah.
But I'm bleeding. Shh. It's okay.
It's all for fashion.
That's why we know how we know it's working.
Yeah.
Got it in.
Ad Vixen says, yes, one step closer to OMC, aka Odin Makes Con. Evan Jedi Temple, Evan Sheldon is asking about making a Jedi Temple guard mask. That would be really cool. I would need to look at it again. It's not... that's expanded universe primarily. It hasn't been on a movie screen, right? So I don't think I've seen it.
Odin,
Yes.
the 1/4-inch foam that's already white, do you
Yes.
think we could use that for the truncated cone pattern?
Yes.
Because where it
Totally.
needs to wrinkle is right where it attaches to the wrist and the fabrics change, and
We totally can.
we
yeah.
would be done.
Yeah, we totally can use that for the glove.
Okay.
And it would definitely remain a funnel. It would keep its shape. It wouldn't.
Yeah, and then it would collapse right at the wrist joint where it needs to.
Where it needs
and
to.
when you're wearing the gloves underneath it, it would give it the right look.
Right. And it'd also be a little stronger, so you could actually pull the gloves on. Because the 2 mil, I was worried about. But the 4 mil probably won't
And it'll kind of have that same density look.
do the rest of the armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fully.
Okay. So I'll grab that. But
Okay.
do you have the truncated cone pattern?
I don't.
Oh,
I
hi,
was,
Toby. Whoa.
by the way, Toby's right there.
Yeah.
I don't, but that was something I was gonna. I don't have a camera on the computer, but it's easy enough to put it together.
Clickety click click click.
Clickety click click print tape.
Okay.
Faker Maker saying goodbye, everyone. Bye bye, Faker Maker. We have a nice quick hello from somebody who's writing something in Korean, which I cannot read, and I apologize. But hello back to you.
My dad can speak Korean.
That's cool.
I can't.
Oh, Kara Skywalker's here. Is Felicia wearing the Harley Quinn necklace for Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn?
No, I am not. But thank you. No. No, I made this one.
You seem almost disappointed. No, I made this one.
Yeah, no. Harley Quinn's amazing, but no,
Oh, yeah.
it's not based off of her. It was just something I made a while ago. I just decided to wear it today because I hate sound people.
Yes, but you're not wearing a mic today, so.
I know. That's why I decided to wear it today when I wasn't logged.
Ad Vixen says, I have to say that the Zemo helmet design is going to help me make so many masks. That's awesome.
Interesting.
Here's the Bob. Hello from Thailand. I like your Gundam head. Thank you.
Hello in Thailand. How
Yes.
are you?
And of course he's got, a name I can't pronounce because I'm a silly American and I can only barely speak American.
Oh yeah.
All right, Holly Stutchman's got one more thing going with the shoe. So I'm trying to make a video. I was stuck on how to make the shoe shape and custom heel out of cling wrap and soda cans. So how would you pattern it if I wanted a wedge from the rod heel mixed with it? Does that make sense? Did I read that clearly enough?
Okay, so if you.
So I'll let you.
Okay, so I'm trying to make a video stuck on how to make the shoe shape and the custom heel out of cling wrap and soda cans. How would you pattern it if you wanted a wedge with the rod heel mixed into it? Okay, so I might take a shoe that's already made, put a piece of cardboard in between the rod heel and the base of the shoe, fill it in, make a pattern out of aluminum foil and duct tape. Cut that out of, I would trace that shape so I could cut it out of a foam wedge block. I know it's not aluminum foil and
Whatever.
cling wrap, but I would use that I would cut it out of foam, like yoga block foam, something really thick so that it has that pointed shape. But then right where that heel is, I would reinforce it with a wooden dowel, plastic dowel, metal dowel, just a dowel, because that's where it's going to compress the most so that the foam doesn't, because
Right.
it's super narrow right there. So I would reinforce it, and then I would cover that with the
With the soda can.
with the soda can. So if you wanted a wedged heel look, you could make that, but I would use a reinforced bar in the heel so that it doesn't completely collapse on you. And you can keep it nice and tight or narrower, but I hope that helps. I hope, okay?
I hope. Maybe.
I hope,
Hopefully.
maybe.
Mr. Rooster says, Odin, Felicia, my dogs, what's going on? We're doing a live stream thing. Yeah, how's it going?
Train.
Train. Oh, look at the train go by.
Somebody wants to say hi.
Right.
He wants to paint with his little tail.
I'm
so
sure he
weird.
wants to paint with his tail. And
No, it's not food.
no, super excited. You're taking something away. That must be good. Here, let's
Right?
move the.
All the interesting things. Dog.
Train, train, train. The train is for the necklace noise.
There you go.
That's what H7 Apollo says. So, holo polo? I'm not quite sure. It's like having a real train set. Yes, it is a real Alpha 2. And Maximilian Hammerschmidt says, I like trains. Well, that's good. You're on the right live stream.
Yeah, because like it or not, there is a train.
Yep.
Train.
Greg Brelsford asks, I see Soul Edge. Have you made Soul Calibur? I have not made Soul Calibur. The Soul Calibur that specifically goes with this Soul Edge, if I remember correctly, are two very thin blades that are right next to each other. And doing that out of foam or even, what's that foam PVC stuff called? Centra? Foam PVC board. They would do this really wonky wiggling. It's not going to be solid. And so I haven't, because I would be really upset with the end result because it would wiggle too much.
So you haven't solved that issue.
So I haven't solved that issue, no.
Yeah.
There's ways of solving it, but I make other things.
So not yet.
I'm getting asked about making Daredevil's Billy Clubs. No offense to Daredevil's Billy Clubs, but they're a couple of sticks.
Well, if you make them out of foam, it's easier to beat people with.
Well, that's true. I mean, there is more going on with Daredevil's Billy Clubs than just being a couple of sticks. But in all reality, they're a couple of sticks.
No, I know. I understand,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm devil's advocate.
Right.
I'm looking out for you.
I appreciate it. I'm looking out for them and appreciate that too. Happy dog on the table. Yes, Boogeyman's Orchestra. It is a very happy dog on the table. Hey, everyone, look, Brunabutt. Holly's actually going to melt the soda cans to make the rod. So what you're looking at
okay.
isn't covering high heel with soda cans, but you're going to smelt soda cans for the raw aluminum and then pour.
I do not have smelting experience. I have crafting experience, but that is out of my comfort zone, and I do not know how to do that. But you could totally make a metal rod, and if you,
Yeah.
I don't know if would an aluminum rod support the weight of long-term crush usage,
Yes.
because you are on a pole and it's constantly.
It depends on the diameter of the pole, but
Okay.
absolutely. If you're going to do something pencil thin,
That's what I'm wondering.
probably.
Depends on
But you
how-
do something a little thicker, yeah, no problem.
Okay, so then you need to make a
Right.
pole for
Make-
your base.
I would do the wet sand molding, right? Where you're going to take whatever shape you want, and you press that into wet sand, and then pull it out, and then you can just pour your aluminum right into the wet sand.
It's
And
more
that's your,
smelting experience
that's
than
your,
I do.
your quickest way to do a mold. And then if you don't want the wet sand texture, now you get the Dremel and sand it down. But it's got to be the simplest and fastest way to do that.
Okay, so you make your base rod, make it thick enough, and then you wrap it to
Yeah.
wedge it. So
I've actually seen YouTube channels that do pretty much that with
if
to
you-
make knife blades. They do a foam core shape of the knife they want, lay it in sand, pour the aluminum, and then start sharpening up the.
well, if you're going through all that effort, why don't you just pour the wedge shape you want? If there's already a heel shoe you like, make your mold in the sand.
You're
pour
a creative
the aluminum.
person. You know that when you get stuck on an idea and the way you want to do it, that's the path you're going to go down. Damn it!
Okay, well, you can find the right shape wedge heel you like, push it in the sand, melt the enough aluminum cans down, fill
Yeah.
it out, or do the where you just. Anyways.
Yeah,
But
any above.
I think I'm just getting confusing more.
It's all right. I was with you the first time around with, I assumed it was going to be like one of those Mountain Dew Warrior costumes where the shoes were just covered in soda can.
Uh-huh.
But,
Yeah, because you can even use the backside. I've done that. I totally love using aluminum cans and soda bottles. Soda
Yeah.
bottles make amazing butterflies.
yes.
You could just trace butterflies, paint them from the back, and then they have the right curve.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I love using soda cans and soda bottles because there's way too much of them. Oh, I like her necklace, but no, this necklace was not based off of her necklace at all. I made it a few years ago.
I like how the dog tag says Bruce.
Right.
Let me save that, and then I'll move that over to where we can bring it up as a still. So we got, oh, my brain is not braining. So there's the graphics folder. Now I want to see my, this PC downloads. Open in a new window. Let me do this. Although I guess I don't have to do that, but that's just the way I've always keep your stuff,
Organized.
quasi-organized. Yeah,
We try. We pretend to try. While you guys are watching.
there it is. All right. So this is the Harley Quinn necklace that Cora was talking about, or Cara was talking about.
I like it, and it's totally the style of this necklace.
It is.
I made this necklace before the movie came out and had no idea about that movie, but I love the style, apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is just bobbins and safety pins.
Bobbins and safety. Yes.
Bobbins and safety
Safety
pins.
pins, and there's one little chain to help
There's,
hold
yeah,
it
there's
together.
a chain as the base layer.
Right.
But it is...
I'll be honest with you, Nora, jack of all trades. I don't remember. It's been a while since I gave blood to know what my blood type is. Oh, it's red. I want to say like AB positive, but I really don't remember for sure. It's been a while.
So.
I've got funky tiny little veins that make going to give blood, if you don't have a really good phlebotomist, annoying. So I've kind of stopped going because I got really tired of just getting butchered.
They just told me I didn't weigh enough and sent me away.
Right.
But,
No,
Yeah.
I had people that come up to me and it's like, oh, okay, and off we go, and everything's great. Then I've had plenty of others that's like, nope, let me try the other arm. Nope, you're not any good. You can't come back. It's like, I think this is all you, ma'am, not me.
I asked them for the baby needles, and they tell me, we're not going to use the baby needles on you. And then they look at my veins like, oh, okay, sure, we're not.
Yeah. No, same thing. Actually, I kind of need the butterfly needle's a bit better for me, too.
Yeah.
So my favorite part about giving blood, and this is something fun that even the people at the blood source had never been told before, is I'm sitting there giving blood, and I can feel my sinuses start to get really, really cold and start to really chill out. And I kind of go, oh, hey, my whole sinus cavity is really, really getting very cold. I'm going to pass out. And they go, what, really? I was like, yep. As soon as this happens, it doesn't take long. It's feet up and everything else. It's this really weird feeling, like pouring ice water kind of on your face, but sort of in your face.
That's crazy. I
Yeah.
remember at one point I had my hands turning like funny colors and looking down at them, and I was like, "Whoa, that's kind of funny." And the nurse is like, "Sit down right now. You're gonna pass out."
Right.
And I'm like,
Okay, I'm sitting down.
"Yeah." So weird things, right?
Yeah. So because of that, I started doing the plasma thing for a while as well, and that was also fine. But yeah. Apparently, I'm not any good for it, so I can't come back. Fine. Advixens also does plasma, and Advixens O positive. Oh yeah, they love you. So Holly Suchman, thanks for all the help, Felicia. Appreciate the advice. Just wondering if you have have you made any custom shoes?
Yes, a lot.
Cool.
Is that it?
No, it's just, and I'm going to use the cling wrap to enforce and make it shiny, but I'm going to use the melted cans for the only for the rod. Oh, okay.
Okay. I have made custom shoes. I feel like the first... Well, I've made like moccasins before because, you know,
Right.
I've been obsessed with shoes since Cinderella. But
It's understandable.
Ian and Anthony, when they did the Fuckboy music video,
Right.
I made
Ian and
their
Anthony are Smosh, by the way.
Yeah, I did their shoes. I customized a pair of cheap Amazon shoes with duct tape, and they turned out amazing, and I had so much fun. I'm like, I need to be a shoe designer. You know,
Right.
those shoes, I never saw them again, but
Right.
they turned out amazing.
Yeah.
And-
Ian kept them and took them home.
Really?
No, I don't know.
I was like, I don't think. Anyways, I'm not even sure if they made it down to LA. I'm not sure what.
Right. So Smosh used to shoot in Sacramento. Both of us worked in the wardrobe and art departments for Smosh, but in time they decided to move to LA and continue shooting there. So
Yeah, so
we don't work on Smosh anymore.
Yeah, so I made those shoes. I also made Kiss boots with James at Decades. I've repaired a lot of shoes at the costume shop. I covered a few pairs of heels for a fashion collection I worked on myself because what existed didn't exist yet. You know, what I
Right.
wanted didn't exist yet. I made slippers before. The soles are the hardest part, but foam makes it a lot easier.
Yes.
Because then it really does open up the abilities. But often I use the bones of old shoes. Sounds so morbid. The bones of old shoes.
The bones of old shoes. So I remember helping a friend make a pair of Gene Simmons Kiss boots.
Yeah.
So that actually I had the demon face on the Kiss boot as well. And yeah, took an old pair of work boots. We actually went and bought the resole material from a cobbler. This is why I talked to the guy about him using cork. And that was just like really heavy, dense EVA foam, but I didn't know what to call it at the time. And so we would glue that together in layers in order to get I think it was 8-inch list we got for Sloan. Something like that. And then did a clay sculpt for the demon face and slip cast that with latex. So glued that onto either shoe and then cut the teeth from the EVA foam to make the sharp teeth to come down. So they would actually put up with being kicked.
I love that we came to very similar end products in completely different ways. So James and I did it together because James owns the costume shop that I used to work at Decades, and we ended up making the teeth out of PVC pipes, so when you
Yep.
kicked them, it didn't hurt. He split the PVC pipes in half so that...
Yep, no, that's totally smart because that's going to be even stronger than foam.
And then we used Halloween skull masks that were reinforced with, like, they were filled up with foam.
Yep,
You
that
know,
makes
like
sense.
expanding foam. And those were on the toe
Yeah,
in front of the thing, so we used a prefabricated skull face.
that's great.
With
That's
the
much
thing.
faster.
And then we used vinyl to make scales
Okay.
to go all the way up. The biggest issue that we ran into was the spray paint does not like vinyl.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. And
I was actually on a podcast about 5 hours ago, and that was literally one of the things we were talking about is that vinyl and spray paint don't mix. So if you pick up vinyl, you can smell it, right? Well, that's because it's outgassing. It's literally the plastic term for it. It's releasing part of the chemical makeup that it's doing. And because you can smell the vinyl, that process interrupts the spray paint and it'll never let spray paint dry. The two things just don't mix. It's not like it's horribly toxic. Vinyl's
it
fine.
stays
It's just
gummy and
Yeah.
sticky.
forever.
It
Like mind-bogglingly
years.
forever. Yeah.
Like those boots, when they got sticky, we threw them in a corner of the costume shop and said,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
walked
because that's
away
at the
from-
very end. You put all the work into it, and now, right.
So, you know, it's like one of those things they weren't like being demanded for that day. They didn't have a deadline, so they went to a corner and they were still tacky months and months and months later. And we ended up baby powdering them
Yep.
to just, untacky the tacky.
Yep.
Because if you add enough dirt to the tacky, eventually it stops sticking on stickers.
Yep.
And then we got a matte coat of spray paint, like specifically a matte clear gloss,
Right.
to go spray paint on top of that. And that didn't stay sticky. It actually like firmed up.
Because you got a good barrier between the vinyl.
Yeah. And then I think we painted on. No, we didn't paint on. It was like a light coat of spray paint because he didn't want to gum everything up again. But there was like a top coat of spray paint just to make it shiny. And it was all right, but every once in a while you feel like it was just like
Oh yeah, because it's still.
a little bit, it's still toxically eating away at the vinyl. I don't know, but
It's just not. The vinyl's just not letting the spray paint dry ever.
yeah, so it's very similar products, but completely different ways about getting about them, and then a lot of different issues along the way.
So I've come to find that spray paint on vinyl, there's only one style that works, and it is an automotive spray paint. So back to like the headliner, if you go to an automotive parts store, one brand name is Duplicolor, which to me is specifically a automotive paint. They could make other stuff, but there is a particular type of spray paint that is made for vinyl. It's because vinyl car seats were so prevalent in the 60s and 70s, they made paint so you could repaint the interior of your car.
I don't see it, but oh well.
That's cool. So it's this fantastic spray paint that comes out, chemical death. This is like wear a respirator or be outside, because this is fun spray paint. But it actually bites the vinyl and it actually dries and sets up. And it works so well that when I was customizing Star Wars figures, I had the Han Solo with the trench coat from Return of the Jedi. The trench coat was just vinyl, right? That's just the way the figure was made. I sprayed it black, and when I was forcing it back on, it didn't scratch or crack or anything. It just remained black. So I'm totally a fan of the vinyl spray paint for cars. And then once you do that, you can use regular paint on top of it, because now you've got your barrier and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was doing a music video in this building that we're filming in.
Yep.
And Odin did the TV head for this video. And I had to turn a vinyl couch blue.
Yep.
And we couldn't ruin the actors' clothing because they were designer meant for a music video and not supposed to get destroyed. Anyways, paint stayed gummy and wasn't sticking up, and it was...
So the actor's coat was all bright yellow, and the couch was blue, because it's very harsh primary color. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was given the instructions of an 80s Tokyo apartment that's all blue,
Right.
but when you beat it with a hammer, it explodes with color.
Yep,
So
that's
that
right.
was specifically what I was told. Anyways, the chair wasn't drying. I couldn't have the actor sit on it. Odin came to the rescue, helped me automotive spray paint that stuff, and then we powdered it, we sprayed it, and thank God we had a blue chair, and that thing ended up. It came from I think I spent $1 on it at the Goodwill outlet, because once the furniture goes on a certain price point, it's been there for a certain amount of time, it goes down to $1. Just get this furniture out of here so we don't have to dispose of it.
Right.
It was an oversized lazy boy couch, but yeah. Anyways, fun stories of spray paint not drying.
So much of it. And a similar music video story with I think the PAs,
Yeah.
where we're telling them, because they wanted to spray paint these toy dinosaurs and set them on a turntable and spin.
Oh yeah.
And so told them up front, we need to spray these with a special paint or it's not going to dry. And the PAs are like, I don't want to bother with that. And so they sprayed it with the normal paint anyway. Yeah. Half a day fixing that, I don't want to bother with it.
Spray paint and vinyl and plastics. It loves to melt things, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. So if I go copy link address,
Oh, you...
then I should be able to drop this into the chat.
Okay. Oh, into the chat? Oh, yeah, because I think I posted
Yep,
that
there it
one
is.
to Discord at one point.
And there you go. So I just posted a link to the werewolf video, the one we're talking about with the TV head and the blue couch. So while this may not be the greatest song ever, this is
I
a music
liked it.
video that we both worked
Yeah.
on. So yeah, and it's actually really cool.
Yeah. It's one of those songs that it gave me deja vu when I heard it. I had never heard
Right.
it before, but did it do
Yeah,
that to you too?
yeah.
Yeah, it was strangely like deja vu, but I'd never heard that song before, but I liked it.
So this is because John's possibly watching. So this is one of the fine productions that we do here at the Sacramento Media Center, where music videos and all sorts of Fantastic video projects happen.
Oh, not just video, audio. And
Audio, that's
just
true. Audio as well.
Podcasts. There's the whole recording
photography,
studio.
music. Yeah.
They're
All sorts of media.
It's a media center.
Yep.
So
And media
there's a lot
happens.
of people who do things.
Yes.
Then there's a lot of fun things that get done.
Bruzin Othtuk is very happy that Bruno is still intact. He has not been neutered.
Oh. Yet.
Yet. But, yeah. No, there's the idea that you want to spay and neuter your pets because of population control and because it can help keep the animals docile. But at the same time, if you don't, their hormones do what the animals are supposed to do, and later in life they can actually be healthier.
Interesting.
Notice that especially with the tiny chihuahuas that you don't spay them super early, let them have a couple of heats, and then get them spayed, so you get the benefit of having them spayed, but later on they don't get nearly as much arthritis and other problems.
Interesting. We didn't get Toby neutered until like much later. Like he
Right.
just recently. It was more to do with like moving or anything. But Bruno, no, we haven't gotten him done yet either. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't get around and socialize too. Well, they do take him to the dog park, but not like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So yeah, Blue Man Group couch. Yeah, pretty much. Blue Man Group is a great show. If you guys haven't had a chance to see it, they're a fun show. And I got to hang out. So I saw them at Vegas at the Luxor. They've moved since then, but I saw them at the Pyramid Hotel. After the show, they line up so you can talk to them and take pictures with them. Not that they talk back, because Blue Man Group doesn't speak. But when they go to sign things, they'll reach up and just pull a little bit of the blue grease paint off of them and then touch whatever it is that you want to have signed. So
Because that would happen anyways, and
gonna
it's
happen,
easier to
yeah.
just go like that at certain point.
Right. And they just wear blue Playtex gloves. So it's all face paint on their face. They've got bald caps and face paints, but long sleeve shirt with the blue like Playtex the dishes gloves, the washing dishes gloves that are gaff taped to and that's what they have for their hands, so stuff doesn't get everywhere.
Interesting.
Yeah, it works.
So, do you want to do super glue or?
I think we probably should. This is going to have a lot of flex because of the ankle. We probably should go ahead and just do contact cement.
Okay, that was my question.
Okay.
There were two.
There was two.
Most people have 2 feet. Not everybody.
Rob Lasseth is asking about any new updates to Bumble Scorpion. No, there's been a lot of brainstorming, but nothing's actually happened to Bumble Scorpion. I actually haven't gotten anything done on Mechagodzilla, as much as I wanted to, and as much as I thought I was going to. I have had so many side quests these past couple of weeks. I haven't been able to get anything going on Mechagodzilla. You know, it's also a little bit of attitude. I've had a little bit of get up and get going not working. So
And also sometimes crafts fight you back.
yes, and this one's was definitely fighting me back. So nothing has happened with it. Something will. I totally still want to get it done. I really want to have Mechagodzilla finished for Labor Day weekend. It would be really great to have him for both SatCon and if I can get down to Silicon. We're just going to glue the two sides together like this, right?
No,
No? How'd you want to do it?
along the seam, the best that I could.
So we're going to...
I would even put it like a reinforced, like.
Okay, so that would be the next thing I would do is glue a strip behind
Yeah.
these two. Okay.
Yeah, no, we were gonna make a slight wrinkle with the strip. Remember?
Okay.
So, we are going to. This edge is going to butt up to this edge right there, like this.
Like that. Okay.
And then we're going to put a little reinforcement behind it, and when we do that, we're going to give a little bit of a wrinkle
Okay.
when we tape it down right at the ankle joint. At least that's the plan.
I'm going with this plan. I'm glad I said something, even though I've got glue smeared, but I'm also glad that my smearing glue isn't changing the plan much.
I will go get it.
Awesome one says, Mecha Odin with a Tyrannosaur emoji.
Do you know where those strips that we cut for the tummy ended up?
Yeah, they're on the counter here behind the lathe underneath the armor.
Oh, perfect. We'll use those.
We also want those for the toes, right?
Yeah, but the toes are only this big.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll be fine. Isn't there enough?
Oh yeah, there's plenty. Stephen Dyke is asking if there's any more comic book stories from where you used to work. Well, for the most part, it was just, comic shop, right? You do comic book things. So there was one customer that came in. We called him Willie. I think that was actually his name. He had a very specific way of speaking. And Willie was great. So in no way am I ever trying to say anything mean about the guy right now, because he was always friendly. He was always nice. But he would come in and talk about that Donald Duck. Have you seen this? And he starts explaining what the story is, because he would just read the Donald Duck comics and whatever comic he was into. But he definitely had this, and this is the way it is, and he's talking about what's going on. And Willie was great, though. It was nice having him in the shop. This one time he came in, and he starts talking to me about a story I had actually read. And so he starts reciting what's going on. And so I'm like, oh, hey, I know this. So I'm just trying to chime in and go, oh, yeah, and I love the part when he does the thing. And all of a sudden, it's like Willie lost his script, and it's like, and he walked away. He didn't know what to say. And I was like, oh man. But yeah, no, he was definitely one of my favorite customers. He was always fun to have in the shop and get to talk to.
Yeah. I like the regulars.
Yeah.
Get to know them well.
I'm actually really happy. On occasion, I still see him riding around in the same Beachcomber bicycle in Citrus Heights. So and he still wears the same jean jacket.
Well, denim's meant to last.
Denim's meant to last.
That's why it was invented, so that
Right.
gold miners can mine gold and not have their pants fall apart every day.
Hopefully it's a new jacket, but
I wouldn't put it past it. We have jackets from the
style.
80s that have been worn and worn, and the more they're worn, the better they get.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I feel like denim jackets improve with age. I still have some acid washed ones.
There you go.
It's like, yeah, and I still like them, and they're hideously awesome.
Hideously awesome.
Hideously awesome.
That's right down. There's a whole nother sticker along with eventually it's hideously awesome.
My friend used to make fun of me because I would go shopping at thrift stores and go, this is ugly, I'm going to go try it on.
Right. So one of my favorite terms somebody came up with that I hadn't heard before was fugly.
That's from Mean Girls.
That's from Mean Girls? Okay. I knew it from
Way back.
way back. So we were working at Play. We were got a hold of some carpet that came from the Laguna theaters. It looked like a bunch of psychedelic squirrels fighting.
I love it already.
Yeah. But it was just described. It's this perfect fugly carpet. It's like that is.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Some things can be so awful, they're awesome, and I love that. So,
Yeah. No. Yeah. And it finally dawned on me why they have such loud, obnoxious, crazy carpet in the theaters and roller skating rinks and stuff.
because
It
things
hides stains.
spill and all over the place, and black socks never get dirty.
Right.
The longer you have them, the blacker they get.
No, actually, they turn gray. But
No, I know, but it's a camp song.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, it totally makes sense why you hide in. That's why simple things sometimes scare me, because you can see every mistake, because a clean surface and a little, it's obviously noticeable.
Yep.
But a busy surface where the mistake is repeated over and over and over again, all of a sudden it's a pattern.
Yep. It's like she's done this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to tell myself as I'm going, oh, I don't like that I'm doing this every third, but then by the time it's all together, I'm like, ooh, I actually do like, I just had to give myself the confidence to keep going, because it feels weird when you're adding details. Just saying. Any tips for diorama building for dinosaurs?
Oddly enough, dioramas is something I haven't done a whole lot of. I've done terrain for 40K, which is effectively a diorama. And when I did that, I was pretty much doing it the old school train layout method, where you've got bits of styrofoam, and you lay paper towels with plaster of Paris on top of it to get your hills, and then you start putting your woodland scenic turf on it. I'm really not sure. I would absolutely say check out Boulder Creek Railroad. They are a YouTube channel that I enjoy watching. The guy makes all sorts of crazy dioramas. It's HO Train, HO train scale is what he does primarily, but he does all sorts of different dioramas. One of the more recent ones was a waterfall with a cave behind it, and he had a bunch of swimmers and things, and so it was this multi-level.
I love mini worlds.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate a mini world.
And
I've always been obsessed with them since dollhouses.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Don't spray paint your dinosaurs.
No.
If you're going to paint them, use not spray paint. Use maybe on a brush on paint. Yeah. But spray glue is your friend
Yeah.
for all the decorations. Just those are the tips I got. Not the most exciting.
The
but
most exciting, no.
lots of greenery. The more greenery, the better it's gonna look. Find that with sets too. You know. It's
Right.
a little plain in here, but I don't want to add anything. I just put a plant in there. It needs some life. It needs green.
Yeah, we had 2 or 3 or 4 fake trees that would go in the corner at Smosh all the time. The director hated them, but you couldn't deny that. Oh, that adds something to the corner. It's not a blank wall anymore.
No, honestly, I invested in a couple little fake plants that looked very realistic. And those things I would just throw in my kit, and they often just popped up in the, boop, we need something here that's not just empty.
Right.
But
That's interesting. That's texture.
that's life, that's green, that's fresh, that's not, that disappears.
Yep.
Yeah, so
The only-
greenery, lots and lots and lots of greenery.
The only reason the director hated them is because they popped up all the time. He was just sick of them.
Right, it's the same plants over and over again.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I get it.
It's a plant. Trust me, I
It's
saw a
still
whole bunch
green.
of ferns on Endor over and over and over again. They were all different, but they all look kind of the same. You know, to me, because I can't tell they're supposed to be plants because, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any tips on jobs that would be primarily foam smithing, prop making, thought about a location theater? Sorry, it
That's
just
okay.
chat moved.
Right. No, this is a major one that.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Okay.
Find it.
Any
Oh, this is from Fox and Marmor. Okay.
Any tips on jobs that would primarily foam smithing, prop making? I thought about local theater, but I wanted to know if you had any tips. So I work with a lot of theater companies. They don't pay.
That's a big part of it. Any local theater company is.
But major production studio, not production, but major theater companies, the ones that do pay, you have to have like master's degrees and other things.
Right.
But they pay you for those degrees.
But you do get a lot of experience, and not just in the, you'll get exposure. You get the experience of delivering on a deadline, delivering on a budget, working with other people who do not understand your vision, working with other people when you do not understand their vision.
Honestly,
No,
I
that's
would
pretty
probably get
valuable,
into
too.
more manufacturing, if
Yeah.
anything. Like, because I wouldn't go for student projects. I've been there.
Oh yeah,
Done
no,
that.
for sure.
You
It's
know,
fun,
like
but
what I
it's
mean?
you're paying out of pocket. You know,
Yeah, it's not going to be financially beneficial. But
No.
once you find, like, you found, well, Smosh found you.
Smosh found me.
Or you
I
found
like that.
someone.
No, Smosh found me because Ivan found me.
Yeah, Ivan found you. But they lucked out,
Yes.
honestly.
Yes, they did. So did I.
Yeah, right? They found me at the costume shop, but...
There you go, and they lucked out.
Right?
Yeah. No, thank you, Smosh. We wouldn't be here right now doing this today if it wasn't for Smosh.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, the market's completely changed, and they were one of the pioneers in it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what was good advice 10 years ago is completely different now. Appointment TV is a different thing.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel like there is places, and there is a need, but the places that I've been don't pay well.
No, they don't. Local things typically don't. And it's not that they're trying to be stingy. That
City
the budget
colleges,
isn't there. Right.
they often have, like, you can put adjunct professor, and then you work with projects and building and sculpting, but
Now, my memory of working with community college theater, there wasn't that much foam, but that's late 80s, early 90s. There might be more foam
yeah, but
now.
props now. It's
Yeah.
what props. Ren fairs.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Ren fairs is like cons and things like that. People who love playing dress up and getting into things and appreciate props go to where those people are.
Yeah.
Because the costume shop I worked at, oh my gosh, people would flock to the swords and to the thing. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? People love costumes, and you can rent them over and over again. So costume rental shop, but that's not necessarily props, but you could do a prop rental shop. There are prop rental shops that we would often go to at Decades.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where all the local theater people go to anyways. So source where you would go to get, I don't know, this is just off the top of my head.
Right.
Not necessarily the best of advice. Huh. But interesting to think about.
Right. Well, it's not. This is why they're asking. It's not readily obvious. It's not.
Yeah. But
And it's
there's
just
no
been-
obvious way to say what to do, how to do what we did, or done, or
No.
doing, or going to do.
Because so much of it seems to be dumb luck.
Right?
And I don't mean to, make it, but it kind of is. I was friends with somebody else, and they were doing a production, and the sound man that happened to be on that production also worked somewhere else, and that led me ultimately to here. So it was,
Yeah. Most
know?
of my jobs were word of mouth.
Yeah.
Like I worked with people, and I'm like, yes, I would work with them again.
right.
So, yeah, it's yeah, but you like when you're in there, you're thinking, what can I do? What can I do? And the interesting thing is, I went to college to be a bridal designer, and I sidestepped that and got into all this art directing and costume design and everything else, to then turn around. And now I'm actually using my degree, working at a bridal designer's pattern drafting and making wedding dresses and designing and all of that fun stuff. And it wasn't a straight, I went to college, got my degree, and got the job.
Right. But you also got a whole bunch of other really weird.
Experience
Work
that
experience.
feeds into that you couldn't explain. I'm
Yeah.
really, like coaching gymnastics and leading a set are like weird skills that,
Are totally the same because in both instances they're basically little kids.
Right?
Love people on set, but it's daycare.
herding cats. Good thing is I am covering up the toe.
Yeah, that's true.
But I wanted to start with the hard part before I...
Yeah.
Awesome one. I only fought my dinos with Barbies.
All right. I think most of the time I had the little green army men, but it had a better scale with the toy dinosaurs I had.
Oh, dang nabbit, this one. Pop it back out and put it back together. Most of my dinosaurs were herbivores because I like the long necks.
Oh, there you go.
Visually, they're interesting.
Yeah, they are.
But my Barbies dated Action Man and G.I. Joe. They didn't really have a thing for Ken, but I think Ken had a thing for Action Man himself, so. Stop trying to make fetch happen, Odin. It's never going to happen.
Make fetch happen?
Mean Girls reference. I love
Oh,
it.
okay.
Kara Skywalker just...
Oh, yeah. Okay, Carl would definitely
Yeah.
be quoting Mean Girls.
Yeah.
All right,
Stop
now,
trying to make fetch happen, Odin.
fetch isn't going to happen. Fine,
It's
fetch
never
isn't going
going
to
to
happen.
happen.
Fetch is totally going to happen.
That's a fetch.
It's fetch like this other... Fetchy was a search engine briefly. Go fetch, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
I think there was another one briefly called Dogpile, but I think they realized
All
that...
right. You
that
gotta
wasn't-
do the wrinkle at this from here to here. Just kind of pull it
Okay,
before you tack it fully, because I know you're getting to that spot.
Yeah. No, I'll stop. I was tacking it up here, so it's not touching anywhere here yet. My hand's over it. So
No,
what-
I know.
what do you
I'm
wanna
trying
do?
to think of like if we attach it to here,
Okay.
and then we scrunch to go up about inch
Okay.
for scrunching.
Make sure I'm still kind of, so sort of in the middle. Okay, so we're to there.
Okay,
And,
and
then
then
it's going around the corner a little bit, so
you
it's getting
hold
that
it,
thing.
and I will push it this way. We don't have a reference image up, do we? Because I want to see how his looks so that I can make it look as... Okay, it's just a little wrinkle right at the ankle. Okay.
Is this the same image? Yeah, there we are. So let's close this.
Okay, so we'll just do a little... Sorry, hold that right where you're at, and...
Okay. So I'm just holding the strap on the inside down so it doesn't touch the
You
seam while
grab
she's...
it by this end too, so that you hold that taut, and so it's a
Okay.
straight line in there.
Okay,
And
got
then
it.
I'll just wrinkle this up to there. Can you push it in? Right there. And then we'll just let it be right at that ankle.
Okay.
See how that looks for our book cover. And then we'll have the thing. We could do the same thing in the back.
We can do the same thing in the back to make it wrinkle in the back. Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that too much wrinkle? No, it's not.
That looks like that wrinkle, right?
No, it looks like that wrinkle. Funny because independent, it's like, oh, is that too much wrinkle? And you look at the art. Oh, no, it's not.
That's why I pulled up the image, because I don't just rely on my memory.
No. I've made
Why
a
am I
lot of
listening?
original series Star Trek props from memory. And they're always wrong, but they're always kind of wrong with all the right details so they work. I was actually much happier with it when I did it that way.
I like
But I
that.
also wasn't doing the Enterprise.
Yeah, I like doing it that way because you get the spirit of the prop. But honestly, like if I'm
Yeah.
trying to make something that I'm
Right.
just recreating, I don't want to just rely on myself. I shouldn't have pushed this down.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's just gonna be slightly crooked and behind, but no one's gonna
We're
see it.
covering that with a toe, right?
Yeah, no, I know. But you know, I knew I was crooked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know,
You know.
You know.
You know, don't you know?
don't you know? It's all crooked, don't you know? Good night, Cara. Thanks for hanging out for as long as you did. Still here? Yeah, it's just posted that.
Okay.
I love it when people get to go on story tangents. Okay, back to work. All right, Vadix.
So you know me.
Jerry Rig Prox is asking if Wrecker Helmet is this week. No, that's more of the whole sidetrack thing for me. I haven't been able to get these things done. I haven't been able to get going early enough in the week to get these projects done to make my deadline of Wednesday. So no, unfortunately, Wrecker Helmet isn't this week either. We got happening here.
I drew where we could put the line for the back little piece.
Holly Suchman. Hey Felicia, I have the pattern for the shoe and I wanted to send a picture to you. How or where would I send that?
I think the best place would be Instagram direct message.
Instagram direct message. That
You
is
can share that.
Eesh, EESH_87. That's Echo Echo Sierra Hotel _87.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome One says, I have a degree in graphic design and I've never used it. I've got a friend who, through one of those paid colleges, got his degree in graphic design. And as soon as he got his diploma, first thing he did is he got home, made up a brand new fresh pot of coffee. He never drinks coffee. Got the cup out, dipped his finger in it, drew right around the bottom of the cup of the rim, but not entirely, and stuck it in the side of the diploma and put a coffee ring on it. It was perfect. It's this like unintentional, intentional coffee ring in the side of his diploma because
Stamp of
that's how
approval.
much he valued the diploma he got.
Honestly, after how much it cost me.
Right. Well, this is a bit of a difference too. This is when Carl did that was in the 90s, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah, no, you're getting that piece of paper instead of like a Hummer.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Worst financial decision of my life was to be educated. Financial decision.
Financial decision, right?
But yeah, no. Education, it's important, right?
Yeah. Mr. Rooster wants to see some Mega Man blasters. Not a bad idea. Stephen Dyke is saying, are you going anywhere nice for lunch today? We haven't really talked about lunch yet.
Yep, haven't thought about it
Haven't
yet.
thought about it yet. It's coming up though. Lunch will happen in about 45 minutes or so.
I don't know. Maybe seafood.
Maybe seafood. Yeah, maybe today we'll do the seafood. Yesterday, coming back from Indoor, we talked about fish and chips and fish in general. So maybe that'll happen today.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be fish and chips. It can be sushi. It can be
Yeah. And something nautical.
something nautical.
Okay. Awesome one. Thankfully, it was cheap college for me. No bills after.
Good.
Lucky. Well, the thing is I got my couple associate's degrees, but then the bachelor's what got me.
Right.
You know, I could have been debt free. Nobody checks how many degrees or what my degrees are. I've never actually pulled it out and had to show anybody.
Right.
Any of the jobs that I actually granted the job I currently have now.
They did want to know, or they.
It did put me into a different pay grade than.
Oh, okay.
if I didn't have my degree and experience. And you know what I mean? The degree helped.
Yeah.
So, real job versus artistic jobs. Train.
Train.
Okay. But, yeah. Saying's cool, kids, but don't go into that over it.
Right.
There looks like there's an interesting question for you.
Oh, okay. Nautical nonsense be something for you wish? Well, just nautical nonsense is a simplistic way of describing a generalized food.
Oh, did you know that there are dinosaurs still alive today? Yes, that's what alligators are.
That's what birds are.
Yeah. Oh, yep, now we call them birds.
Yep. Yeah. So we got wild turkeys that walk around Sacramento all the time. They're a lot of fun to watch walk. It's like, oh, look at the little T-Rex walking around.
Awesome One wanted to know why does most these early cartoon characters have big booted feet? Because they're easier to animate, is my guess.
Probably because they're easier to animate. It's a style.
Right. Okay, do you want to do the back of this boot?
Sure.
No, it's not dry yet.
Not
You
dry.
just painted
I
it, and
just
I'm already,
painted it.
all right, let's go.
Let's go.
I guess the front of
Want to do
this-
the front of this one?
All right, let's be brave and just do them both the fronts and then do the...
So with this one, I started at the top and started working my way down.
Yeah, I'll let you get that. What worked last time, let's do again this time because they're a pair.
Right. Even if what happened last time was a little bit of a oops, but
Was it?
well, no, as I started doing it, then you stopped me to make sure that I didn't
Yeah.
do it.
So that the whole reason was to add that little wrinkle. I know it's a stupid detail, but it's those stupid
It's okay.
details that make the cherry on top, you know?
Yep. It's the thing with using the 2mm foam is you can make the wrinkles happen. All right, so I'm down to here. It's about the same. Want to go a little more?
Yeah, right about there, because I think the wrinkle is only right about there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're there. So now I'm putting tension on it again.
Let me trade sides with you.
We held
Oh,
it
there you
differently
go.
last time. Would that help if I
Yes.
held it differently?
Yes, because I wanted to...
We can still
No.
trade sides with me if you want.
Yeah, let's trade sides.
Okay.
Not that it matters, because there's not a left and a right.
Right.
But, you know, whatever. Reference image? Well, we're doing it.
It's the white one right back there. Just click underneath those two windows.
There we go. Okay. That's all. Right there. There you go.
All right, that's what you want. That's what we got.
Is it the right wrinkle? We will see.
All right.
That's the front wrinkles.
That's got a heck of a buck tooth on the one there.
What?
Heck of a buck tooth on the one there.
That's all, folks.
Call me a baby bumblebee.
Okay. Is contact cement toxic?
Yes. Should we be wearing ventilator masks? Yes. We have ventilation in the room. Not only have we punched a hole in the side of our box so we could breathe, there is actually a vent directly over our head that is providing us fresh air from outside of the room that's directly hitting us. But the more you use it, the more it builds up in the room. And yes, you should definitely be wearing ventilator masks or just be outside with contact cement because it is a bit nasty. But in the 90s, I did it in the back of a comic shop making Gore costumes and Kiss costumes, and I'm fine.
We're all mad here. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Vape Dex says, or Dex, Vape Dex?
Big what?
Vape Dex says, good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon.
Yeah. Mr. Rooster wants to say, my friend went to the hospital for the 3rd time to get surgery again. Poor guy.
Not because
girl
of
person.
contact cement fumes, I hope.
I made him a painting of RX-78-2 versus HB Godzilla. Hope
Oh.
he likes it. You can see it on Reddit if you want to see, and then he gives the Reddit
Oh, cool.
tag, but Hope your friend's doing better. I
Hope
love
your
that
friend's-
you
yeah.
know, sometimes when you feel like you really can't do something, crafting is like my outlet.
Yeah.
Like when you feel helpless. Honestly, that's how the stream started.
True.
COVID hit, and I was like, I'm making face masks like crazy because there's nothing else I could do, but I could make that.
Right,
know,
and
at
you
home.
were cranking up face masks.
Oh yeah, no,
You come by with a handful of them, like a bouquet of face masks.
Oh yeah. And then I started making them out of scraps from work, and
Yep.
I figured out the pattern, and now I know what I like and what I don't. But anyways, but yeah, no, I understand. It's one of my coping mechanisms, I guess you could say.
There you go. Let's go together.
This one's dry. Dead Leaf P said, LOL, for a second I thought my screen was frozen. Odin is practicing his inner comedian.
Yeah, it's totally a practice. I'm not a professional at that at all, for
Did
sure.
you get that in Endor?
No, that happened this morning, trying to close the hatch at the top of the building.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I made it all the way through Endor unscathed, but I can't handle the building.
We didn't get eaten up.
No, we didn't get either. The bugs were all very
We
friendly.
saw lots of nature. There were birds and
There were birds. There were birds
bugs.
checking us out. There were cause there's like little songbirds that would hop along the branch next to us and knock stuff down.
They were like hanging out with us. They weren't like
Yeah, they weren't flying away. They were totally just checking us out.
Yeah.
The little skeeters in the ponds were close to us. A whole bunch of little bugs flying around. I had a little bug land on the camera. And yeah,
Yeah, no, we didn't get eaten. I was surprised. It was not a hostile planet.
no.
I want to go right about here. So if we do this and then wrinkle it there.
The wrinkle you want? You want to double check anything?
It is what it is at this
You're
point.
kind of committing. All right.
I'm kind of committing.
All right.
Gently.
We might need to. Yeah.
And then this is going to have the thing in it, and it'll be filled out and moving around. So
Okay. So
That-
you're not worried about trying to make the wrinkle continue on around the sides or anything.
no, it's a natural wrinkle in a boot that I'm trying to recreate.
Yeah.
So the heaviness of this coming down, because that's
Right.
not going to naturally happen with the foam. And by the
No.
time you put the foot in it with the elastic band, it'll just
Okay.
because it's a solid piece. There's not like a seam there.
Right now.
Just essence of wrinkle.
Essence. Of
Essence.
It's a little more of an essence of a wrinkle there. It's a pretty.
It's a wrinkle, but it's just the spirit of the wrinkle. Anyways. Little
still
bird
growing.
gang, give us the seed money and nobody gets hurt.
Right.
Oh,
Don't be cheap on us.
I know what's in that little pouch. I need some Scooby snacks. Oh, how would I send the picture to Felicia if I don't have an Instagram? Well, I'm on the Discord.
On the Discord, yeah, Felicia isn't on.
I don't
let
have
me just speak about
social media.
Felicia. Yeah.
I don't have social media. I'm sorry. I have an Instagram account. But yeah, send it to Odin.
Yeah.
Tell him to send it to me.
Right.
If you don't have Instagram, or Discord. Has anyone ever made a tree star from Land Before Time? I feel like it would be more difficult than it looks. Well, it depends. Do you want it to be from a real tree? Because you could just pick it off the tree. You could also probably make a...
You could make a silk one where you could heavily starch a piece of fabric and then you're gluing the wire stems onto the backside of it.
Well, I was thinking, you know how you make leaf impressions in like plaster or a mold or something like
Yeah.
that? I would make a leaf mold and then...
And then just make a latex one or a hot melt vinyl or something.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise I'd buy it from the store as a silk leaf.
Right.
I would pick it off a tree, but if those two options are not what I'm seeking, I would make it out of some kind of synthetic fabric and just mold
Yeah.
it. But good luck with that.
Right.
Send me a picture.
We're totally. I think the silk leaf, getting an artificial leaf is probably going to be the easier route. And if you can't get one that is exactly the shape you want, just get one that's larger and cut it down to shape.
At Odin Makes Essence of Wrinkle by Coco Chanel.
Like Coco Chanel.
And then, are those boots made for walking?
Walk all over you, right?
Yep, it's a music reference.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Awesome One says, this is my social media.
There you go.
There you go. Leave a comment. I don't know. Can you put pictures in comments?
No.
No? Okay,
No,
well then I don't
YouTube
know.
doesn't let you put pictures and comments.
Okay.
They can probably post a link to a picture, but it's kind of hard for us to click to the link and see it during the live stream.
Okay. Hey Felicia, what's the most difficult sewing pattern that you had to work with?
The one you made.
Yeah, that's my most recent one. Because I stopped buying patterns, like commercial patterns about, dang, I don't want to say how long ago because then it'll show my age. But it's been a while. Because, you know, when I realized that those patterns were written by English majors.
Yeah. or at least edited by English majors, where you had to change the wording that made sense to the creative person to what was accurate to the professor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's lots missed in translation in
Yep.
patterns. It makes sense because I know what I'm doing now that I can, you know what I mean? But they are, for beginners, I get it, but no, like patterns, commercial patterns in general, I will use them as reference material, but I don't actually follow
Right.
them or use them if I can avoid it. The most complicated pattern recently is, there's two. There's the Endor hood, because
Right.
I wanted to figure out how it laid the way it was laying and how it attached to the hood. And I figured that one out. That was a fun challenge. And then also my little brother sent me this picture of this girl's dress where the dress had these long
Right.
things anyways, and then they attached to the skirt, so it was like a donut hole. Very interesting
So the
type
cuff
of
of the
look.
sleeve attached to the hem of the skirt.
The cuff of the sleeve, and it was one piece, and I figured out how to pattern that out of one pattern piece.
Very cool.
So those were the most difficult pattern challenges recently that I really enjoyed drafting those patterns. But yeah,
Yeah,
so I hope that answers your question.
probably. Would you like to do one more wrinkle before it dries too
Yes.
much?
Hi, Bruno. How are you? Okay. Let's do it the other. Oh wait, nope. Sorry, you're right. I was trying to see both wrinkles. This is right there to there.
That was you.
Yeah, 'cause-
I think I was pulling that down too much, and well, I guess if you put it on the shoe, it's not gonna.
yeah. There's gonna be a foot in there, and there's also gonna be a piece of elastic across here.
Okay.
But hold on, let me just. You guys can't see, but hold on.
Totally fits like a shoe cover.
Sorry. Yeah, no, it's totally a shoe cover. The elastic needs to go right at the arch,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll work.
Do you want to put anything around the front to help keep all this tucked in too?
Well, we're gonna do the toe tips.
Oh, that's true.
And I was thinking that if we did the very front of the toe tip, have one underneath.
Have a underneath it. Okay.
On the very tip, because that's actually not gonna really hit the floor.
Right.
It'll give us a finished edge to the people looking at it, and then it'll also help reinforce the shape of it.
Okay.
So that's my game plan from here. But do we want to do that before we put in the elastic so we're not dealing with another just thing in the way?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Felicia, you are not old until you feel old and act old. Well,
There you go.
gymnastics has made my joints significantly older faster, so I do feel it.
But I hear the sentiment.
But Mr. Rooster says, I'm a teenager and I feel old. It's only going to get worse from here.
That's right.
I'm really enjoying the stream and work on the Holy Grail from Indy 3 while watching. How would Odin make that beside Best Wishes from Germany? That's a great prop.
That is a great prop, the Holy Grail, yeah.
Right.
William Shakespeare made one of those too, and he made his out of like coconut, which is a whole different Holy Grail.
I would want to make it out of paper mache. I know that's completely the wrong material, but I feel like it has that humble feeling.
Paper mache would totally work. You would have shellacking it or something to
Yeah.
make it. Yeah, no, that would totally work.
But how would you do it? That's how I would do it. And I know that's a weird, wrong way, but
It's not wrong.
that's where I would start.
Okay, I would never say that's wrong.
Right? There's no wrong way to eat
right.
a Snickers bar or whatever.
You just Snickers bar, right? this point, or just out of foam, so make everything out of foam. But
I feel like you could make it out of ceramic. Like
Make it
actually,
out of ceramic?
make it out of clay itself.
right, you can make it out of the high dense foam. So this is EVA foam. You can make it out of the polystyrene or the polyethylene foam, the expanding foam, and then you could carve it down to the shape you wanted and put Bondo and stuff on top of it to give it a skin. You 3D print it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air dry clay it. It's a simple shape. It's a humble.
It's a simple, humble shape. Yeah, it is, totally.
Somebody posted a picture of a coconut, but it looks like the toes that broke off of her leg.
Right.
Doesn't it? They can't see, but it looks like a big toe.
Yeah, it does.
At first I was like, how did they get a toe emoji? Yeah. So...
VapeDex is asking if I'll be doing the rest of the Ben 10 Omnimatrixes. Maybe eventually.
took a while to get that one.
It took a while to get the first one. One of the things I've done intentionally on my channel is jump around fandoms, jump around different products because of search engine optimization, right? I could be a channel that did only Star Wars props, but I don't think my channel would have grown as much as it has if I did that, because I'd only be appealing to one group of people. So same idea. I've only done one sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who. I've only done the one Ben 10 Omnitrix at this point. I've only done one Power Rangers weapon. It's just because I like moving around and doing different things. So will I do more? Probably eventually, yeah, I will. Will I do more right now? No. I'm
have to
going
wait
to
a
do some
bit.
other stuff first, yeah.
Right about...
Make the grail out of wood. So Grusen.
Grayson?
Well, no,
Like... Oh.
no, it's not Grayson. It looks Grussen, but
It does look
the
Grussen.
second S needs a stress on it. It's like there's like a pause, like Grussen. You told me that a long time ago, if I'm remembering right. But make the Holy Grail out of wood. Yeah, pretty much.
You have a notcher, so I'm going to use it, but scissors work for notching.
He said he would use a savar, that's what we call it in Sweden, but doesn't remember what the English word for it is. A lathe? Probably, yeah.
You have a lathe?
I have a lathe. It's a spinny thing where you can then carve on it, right? Yeah. So Pixel Prop says, if I was to make the Grail from the movie, I would make a bowl shape and then a cylinder that you heat to shape and bend out of the bottom and top to use Bondo or someone to smooth it out. Yeah. No, Orbula would work well
Do you
for
want to
making
be able to drink out of it?
Yes, almost.
Do a metal cup on the inside, because isn't it gold on the inside?
It's got some gold on the inside, yeah. But you
Or
can also
plastic
paint
cup.
the inside with food grade epoxy.
Well, I'm just thinking if you use like a half of a Christmas ornament painted the inside of
Yeah.
it gold so that it's shiny and gold on the
that
right
would totally work.
side, and then set that into whatever cavity.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of ways to do that prop. I think that was a good. It's so simple.
Yeah,
that-
right. It's so simple but complex.
But yeah. I was looking for something. I needed. Oh, measuring tape. That's what I was going for.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I got distracted.
Oh, good.
Squirrel.
Thought I stepped on a dog, but I stepped on a vacuum cleaner hose. The hose doesn't mind nearly as much as getting stepped on. Lathe, exactly. Oh, good. So, group, we're working there. Mr. Rooster, whose leg did you steal, Felicia? It was just that guy. I'm gonna need that guy's leg.
That guy's leg. Pat. I stole it from Pat.
Pat, yeah, that's true. We stole it from Pat. Absolutely. Awesome ones letting us know there's a lathe bowl channel that makes bowls out of colored pencils, driftwood, anything they can find. Some of those channels are really cool. They take like chunks of stuff and then cast it up into a huge cube of resin and then lathe and turn it down into bowls and stuff. Yeah, that's really cool. I've seen a number of those videos. They're fun. Zombie Felicia.
Do I look that tired?
Yeah, it's like, this is out of context. Are we back on Army of the Dead again already?
I've done zombies. Lots and lots of zombies.
Michael Kukarakas? No, I'm adding an extra K.
Kukuras?
It's
I don't know.
Kukuras. Michael is saying, Odin, white Plastidip is the devil. It has never worked as well as the other colors. It turns into a goopy mess. Yes, it does. White Plastidip you have to apply in warmer weather, in lighter coats. You can't just blast it on like you do the black, because it totally separates and turns into white Plastidip mess. Yeah, it's not cool.
Yeah, different chemistries.
Yeah.
Colors do affect the chemistry.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
And it's Gruss son, the son of
Grusson.
Gruss, like Anderson.
Grusson.
But the first S is the owner's owner's S. Okay.
We're learning.
Gruss son. I've tried, and I try to remember. You told me before. Evil Eye Gaming D. Remember, Felicia, measure twice, cut once.
I'm not gonna cut. I'm gonna glue.
There you go.
I'm marking the spot where I'm gonna attach the elastic. Since we have such a convoluted, wacky, wonky shape going on here.
Really?
Yeah, you know?
You don't have two heels in your foot? You have a bifurcated heel in your foot?
No, not at all. Anyway, so I needed to make sure that I have the stirrup strap,
Right.
I think would be the correct term,
Yeah.
in the right spot at the arch of the foot where it's going to do the most good with the least amount of friction or wear and tear.
Or where, yeah.
So in the high part of the arch, and I marked that, and so
Oh,
I
okay.
marked it on the pattern with your lovely notch marker.
Nice.
And then I measured from here to the toe, and that was 8 inches. So I just started at the toe tip and marked 8 inches in on either side, so that we have the arch marked on the inside.
Nice.
And then we can just glue the elastic to that
Okay.
when we get to that spot. First, I want to attach the
The
strips.
strip the toes. We want to put the.
Yeah, the little toe strips. I
Okay.
haven't done it yet, but I figured it doesn't hurt to add your markings so that when you get to that spot, they're there.
Hey, Trash Panda finally made it. Hey, stupid sleep. Trash Panda, I'm sorry that we're exactly in the wrong ends of the date line, that this becomes way too early in the morning for you. But thanks for tuning in. I think it's morning, right?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Could you do an Assassin's Creed blade?
Flashbacks to Smosh. Only twice.
Only twice. No, those are really hard. Like I want to do one. I really do, because I have done the Assassin's Creed costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Worked with them twice. I built them once, because I only built them for the pirate one. I didn't do it for the original video. That was Jacqueline. She did those.
Oh, okay.
And she actually made the
She made the hidden blade.
hidden blade. She cast it in resin, and making a spring-loaded knife action is not practical.
No.
So we had one that had where we had the knife out, and we had one without the knife.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a pain in the butt to film with the whole production, because, you know, it's... Anyways, so when the comes around next year and they're like, can you build us this one? I looked at them, and it was the whole outfits and everything else, and I'm like, I have a friend with a kid who has the toy. Can I just makeshift that toy into what we're looking at? And then Ryan ended up just contacting the company, and they sent us two of the...
Right. Ubisoft just gave them to us. Or
Yeah.
gave to you. I wasn't there for this production.
Yeah, they just gave it to us, and they... Oh my gosh, it was so much easier. So much easier to work with, and they worked.
And it worked.
And so I bucked that challenge.
Right.
Totally just dodged that one, and I was like, oh. But part of me does want to go back and actually like try and see if you could. But wrists is a skinny area, and actions, and...
Right.
But yeah.
So what she's talking about is there's two different Smosh music videos for Assassin's Creed. There's the first one, which was Tomahawk Chop, right?
Tomahawk Chop. I have that tomahawk.
You have that? Yes, you do.
I do have the tomahawk from Tomahawk Chop.
So did the music video for that, and then the next one was the pirate one, when the Black Seas,
Black
or
Sails. We did
Black
Anthony
Seas,
as
whatever.
like the Blackbeard the pirate, and Ian was the Assassin's Creed guy, and
Yeah.
he had the hood. Yeah.
And so two different music videos from Smosh. If you want to go check those out, this is the person that dressed everybody up. I mean, you're telling me Jacqueline did a lot in the first one, but you were still there for them.
First one, I was brought in on assistant. That was my very, very, very first Smosh production, and I didn't know anybody but Paula. 'Cause
Oh,
Paula,
wow.
she would come in and rent costumes from the costume shop, and I loved Paula, and she liked working with me.
Right, talk about baptism by fire there. There's your first one.
I had no idea who Ian and Anthony were, and I was sitting in the room with them, not any clue as to who, you know what I
Right.
mean? I was new, and it was one of those productions that I didn't know what I signed up for, but it turned out, like, it was like, I was dressing extras, I was dressing people, the hood was too short on the first one, like, just all these technical issues that we were I'm an avid problem solver. I can't help myself. And, you know, like, there were plenty of problems for me to help with. So, anyways, long story short, they kept asking me back.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, Assassin's Creed. That was my very first Smosh episode. And, yeah, thank you, Paula.
Yeah, thank you,
The
Paula.
rest is history. But, yeah. Those Assassin's Creed blades. Yeah. We need to do these.
So Neil Leffler is asking, has the slowdown of movie releases made it more difficult to make videos for the channel, or has it allowed you to pursue more different fandoms? It has allowed me to pursue more different fandoms. It has gotten to where I haven't been trying to match what's coming out necessarily, aside from like what's coming out on TV or some video game releases. But no, yeah, definitely let me do some more fandoms. So it's been nice, but at the same time, the huge tentpole movies aren't happening, and so I'm not getting the huge viewership on certain videos, and that kind of affects the bottom line of the channel, which is, you know, a little stressful sometimes.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Can you pull up a reference photo for the toe so I can start figuring out how these go together?
I can. Where did it go? There it is.
There it is. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last one is the pointiest. And it's slightly longer than the other ones.
Yep.
That would be my accession. So do you want to make just a truncated...
Well, it looks to me like they're, you got a slant
So
on...
it would be the first one would be like even on the floor.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird.
What? Can we even fit 4, 2, 3? Yeah, there's about 4.
Is it about 4?
Yeah, because if we do the toe, because he needs to go pointy.
Do we want to like maybe try a piece of cardboard so we can get what the shape is, and then... Okay.
That totally would make a lot of sense. But we gotta make the toe tip. And we can go nice and pointy. I know that we like squared out this toe a little bit, but he
Right.
does have a pointy toe.
He has a very pointy toe.
Yeah, but we can also point out the one on top of this one, so so we can have this space. This extends past. Oh, let's put it on a boot. There we go. I don't want to get shoe bits on everything.
You don't want to get
Foot bits.
Foot bits.
Foot chunks.
Don't you hate it when your artificial foot has leprosy? It's the worst.
Latex and rubber and natural.
Latex and rubber and natural. What?
I was gonna say fabrics, but you know, they all deteriorate in sunshine.
These are my deteriorating things.
Right? It's so deteriorating. Look at that. Ew. Let's put your shoe back on. So we can have a solid toe on the underside. This foot leaves chocolate sprinkles everywhere.
Yes, it does.
Oh, I didn't calculate the wrinkle into the heel design, but that's okay.
I think I have. That's where it was.
But boot.
7.5 or 6.5? I was 6.5 actually. I was reading it backwards. I thought it was 7.5. Sorry.
No worries. Nice ruler.
It's a great ruler. Love to tell you where I got this ruler from, but I really don't know. It just sort of appeared in the shop one day and never left. She dropped it off.
No, that is not going to stay. Okay, there we go. Don't breathe on it.
I'll just breathe on it with instant coffee breath.
There you go. Is the paint dry?
Oh, I'm sure it's very dry.
Yeah, we could probably get a second coat on this.
We probably could. It's 2 o'clock.
It's time to go?
It's getting to be time to go. It's getting
Let's
to...
get a second coat on that more than working on the boots because I want to paint it pretty next week.
Okay.
And I think if we could get a coat of paint on and then let it sit over for
Over the-
next week, we can start getting the cool cartoon paint on it.
Okay.
As opposed to waiting for it to dry again.
True.
So, I still got the back. Because, don't worry, we can put all the mistakes in the back. Is that your cone point?
Yeah, it's open.
Working on it?
Well, it was,
Reference spot to know how far in, and
yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering is how far.
it's
how
8
far
inches
back.
to here. That doesn't help you. That's about
Right,
4
so,
and a half.
and then this is going to stick out further than the toe, right? So
It's 4 of these.
it's 4 of those.
1, 2, 3, 4 up. This back. Oops! I just threw a knife at you.
Oh, is that what that's sticking in my foot?
No, Bruno, not for you.
All right, so there is chocolate sprinkles all over the table.
Isn't there?
I'm going to cut this wide, and we'll make it more correct later.
There you go.
All right.
We can do that next week. The boot covers are easy peasy pudding pie. Hold on, before we start painting with white latex paint, let's shake off the chocolate sprinkles. It's on your floor now.
It's on the floor on the other side.
There you go. Okay. Try again.
Let's make sure we go back to the chat.
See what people are saying, not ignore them.
Not ignore them. So remember, the interaction with the people is actually the best part of this.
Brought to you live from a global audience. Interactive digital audience.
Yes, brought to you live with an interactive digital audience. Mr. Rooster, see you later. See you next week.
All right.
Peace, young creatives. For me, it is 4. Gabazilla plays games. Holly Stutchman with more shoe questions. Want to know what size shoe you wear? Oh, is that
6 and a
something-
half.
Something you're willing to share?
Yeah, normally I don't answer questions like that, but 6 and a half.
Janice Uzer, no, I have not made any props from Battle Angel Alita. I did really I enjoyed the movie. I like the manga a lot more.
Way too much water in there, and now it dripped into the elastic. I mean, Velcro, but whatever.
Oh.
It's just be ugly. Shh, don't tattle.
Hello from the Philippines from Jay Arla R.
Hello in the Philippines.
Hello, Jay. I would totally butchered his last name, but I butcher everyone's last name, so it's way down at the bottom. J A-R-A-L-A-R.
Aralar.
Yeah,
Aralar.
Arlar.
I like it. Aralar. Are we getting another empty workshop stream this week?
I hope not. I'm not entirely sure. I kind of know what happened last week. Basically, I clicked the wrong button at one point. No, I'm going to try to not have an empty workshop stream this week. Somebody was asking me why the live chat wasn't replaying on the stream, so I came in to try and check to make sure something didn't get clicked. And somehow started a stream up again and walked out. So there was like 15 minutes of empty workshop.
Interesting.
Yeah, we were totally outside, so
It was the ghost streaming.
yeah, absolutely, it was a ghost streaming.
Or the vampires, so you just couldn't see it. But you'd be able to hear that. No.
Well, I don't know. You've seen the Vampire Diaries. I've seen True Blood. You can see vampires on TV.
Those aren't real ones. They're played by actors.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah.
I thought I could trust everything I saw on TV.
Well, if you can't see vampires in mirrors, how the heck do you think you're going to capture their images? It's so much easier with the second coat, I'm just going to say.
Oh, it is, for
It's
sure.
so much easier, because I was, like, stressing out, looking at it, thinking about that Roscoe
Right.
paint grain, going dagnab, and then it's doing that drying thing where you see more and more as it gets drier and drier.
Mm-hmm. No, there's still totally a brush marks and paint grain on this. That's just,
It is just part of the character.
that's just going to be part of the character.
It's going to look hand-drawn and hand-painted. So much easier this time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, I have a cosplay idea. I just wouldn't know how to make it reality. It's a Power Rangers helmet combined with a Ninja Turtles color style with the bandanas. We had Ninja Turtles at the costume shop, and the Power Rangers helmets are helmets, and they're just a pain in the butt, and you just have to paint it. And
Right.
yeah, you'd have to do it. That's something I'd want to see if you do it. I want to see a picture.
Right. Totally just try and get one of the play helmets for the Power Rangers, and 'cause it's going to be a lot easier to just modify something that exists that's real.
Yeah, unless you're into building it from scratch.
Right. I'm willing to do, but not
If you
not
don't
this
have
week.
to, why
Right.
bother? I am not opposed to buying things already done, especially when they're cheaper than the materials to make them yourself. It happens often, and you wouldn't
It does.
be surprised. Michael Myers.
Yeah, Michael Myers.
So I got too much water in my paint, and it dripped all into this
Okay.
this Velcro, and it bothers me visually, but it doesn't affect the performance. So
Well, that's good. I'm glad you don't seem to mind.
do you?
Not really.
Joe's gonna be like, people, I thought we had standards.
Right. Joe's going to probably come in and wonder why we didn't just spray it. It's like, well,
Live. Go, go, Turtle Rangers.
there
Yep.
you go.
I took a screenshot of the empty workshop stream and added it to Xenomorph Egg on his shelf in front of the Pixax.
Oh.
Yeah, you totally could have like taken that and imposed.
Oh, yeah.
You got a big liminal space or whatever, so that you could just
Liminal space, whatever.
liminal space you can use for backdrop in your Zoom meetings.
Yep.
Talking of vampires, how would you go about making a vampire mask / face piece? Well, what kind of vampire are you trying to do? Because honestly,
Right.
I try and keep my face as much as possible and add the teeth, like the.
Yeah, the teeth and,
This-
and just the makeup. Yeah. That's not quite descriptive enough for us. Is there a particular vampire you're looking at?
Right? Yeah, because I love the fake looking teeth. Those things are like. They're like $15 at the shop, and they.
Oh, those teeth.
You
not,
know-
not the carnival teeth.
No, because those are just germ magnets and
Yep.
trick collectors.
Schmidt collectors. Yeah, exactly.
You want to see my spot? Hi. Anyways,
Yep.
think of like the girl from Incredibles. Hi, I'm Carson.
Yep.
That's what I imagine with those.
Stan's little sister, I think.
Yeah. But the teeth one, I feel like when you get those, it just looks like ooh, like the less makeup and more natural you look, and just having the little natural details just makes you look like a classier vampire, in my opinion.
Yep.
Like when you show up to a party and you're like all decked out and you smile. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Spackle for your teeth. Yeah, they make it.
They make it.
Comes in a little thing, mold it. It's not meant to like last forever, but you really don't want it to. Don't eat with them in.
No.
Straws are your friend. Bat Family. Ask Felicia where she got that cool necklace.
Hey, Felicia, where did you get that cool necklace?
I made it.
Oh, cool.
Thank you. Glad you guys like it. It's just safety pins. And bobbins.
What's a bobbin?
A bobbin is a thing that you wrap thread on and you put in the bottom part of your sewing machine. Or at least these bobbins are.
That's what those bobbins are, yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a spot. Feel like I look away and it looks like I'm good, then I find a spot.
Right.
Every time.
Not gonna lie, this is something I might touch up a couple of times during the week, so it's solid and ready to go next week. I think one stream of painting it a base color is enough. We don't need to.
Right.
We don't need to drag this out.
You also have more nooks and crannies.
I got so many nooks and crannies in this thing.
Yeah. This one. Yeah. Nooks and crannies, and then as it dries, they open up more and more.
Yep.
Glow in the dark vamp teeth for $1 US is the best.
Yep.
That's what I think of. The spit catchers. But I do. Childhood me, yeah. You know,
Yeah.
those are the best.
Totally. Or a bobbin is what you do to catch apples. Well, you bob to catch apples, yeah, but it's probably a
Yeah, you can make it into
similar
a bird.
motion that the
Bobbing.
needle's doing as bobbin, right? So,
It's bobbing.
Yeah.
Well, because, you put them on the bobbins.
giant robot would definitely definitely beat small humans. Says Awesome One. I'm not quite sure what this is going along with. I think I looked over at the wrong time. Most of the Buffy vamps were blurry, weren't they? The Buffy vamps weren't blurry. They just had veins and things, didn't they have?
It
was all makeup.
So
It has been so
long since I've seen that, and I
Right.
remember loving it, but
The one thing I really, really remember from Buffy is the villains, the gentlemen. Those four were really cool. I really liked the way those guys looked and moved in that episode. You know, that was the episode Silence, where there was no dialogue because they shut up and nobody could make any noise. But they had they would just kind of float above the ground about a foot or half a foot above the ground. They just float around. They didn't actually walk. They were
Lucky.
really cool. Yeah.
I want to be that lazy that I can just float.
Right. It was neat.
No, I can't.
Nolan Films, are you all stoked for the new Loki series? Yes. Do you think it's weird that they're releasing them on Wednesday instead of Fridays? No.
Makes sense.
Do you know why they're releasing it on Wednesdays? Because Wednesday is Woden's Day. It's Odin's Day. So Loki is taking over Odin's Day. It totally makes sense. Friday is Freya's Day, which is Odin's wife, and Thor's Day, right? So and Tuesday is Tyr's Day, which was he's another member. He's another war god. But those are all Viking. Yeah. They're all Norse gods of where those days of the week come from.
The more you know.
There you go.
Learned something today. I
Yeah.
knew that you did Wednesdays because that was Odin's Day.
Because that was Odin's Day, yep. That's why it's Mr. Wednesday on American Gods.
Interesting.
Because that is Odin, but he's Mr. Wednesday.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Well, in this movie called Friday, they say bye. Sorry, only reference I have to my name.
Oh, okay.
They say bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia.
So I don't have a cool day named after me.
Okay. Well, it's all right.
It's
It
all
can
right.
happen. So it's 10 minutes past 2.
We got the second coat on.
We got the second coat on. I will get some more coats put on this before the next live stream. I know I say things like that, but I honestly think I'll make that happen this time. And so we can get going with doing more artistic painting next week.
We got the boot covers started.
We got a good start on the boot covers. We are nowhere on the gloves, but I'm not too worried about it. Maybe I'll get out to Michael's and buy some white
No,
foam.
just use the
Just use the 4?
This
I think
one.
I can get 3 too.
this. Look at this will be fine. I feel like this thickness with the things.
That is 4, right? That matters. I just kind of. Oh, wow, this is 6 millimeters. Is this 6 millimeter? All right.
Well, where's the glove? It's not. It's gonna wrinkle right there.
Yeah.
It feels right.
Okay.
This works for me.
All right, we'll use this. We just need to be really careful putting glue on it because there's no intent to paint it, right? So we
No.
need to be a little careful with not getting
The awesome thing is you use contact cement on
On
leather,
leather.
all the
Uh-huh.
time. That's how you finish the edges, so it's gonna go right together.
Oh yeah, no problem.
So yeah, but we just can't trace it with a Sharpie.
No, you don't want to trace it with a Sharpie, but it's white foam, so we can use pencil. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, so throw my glove down.
So we've come to the end of our broadcast day. We want to say thank you to all of you who have come by to spend your time with us. I'm talking like... Anyway, 2 o'clock is a typical time for us to end our live stream. We usually take a little bit extra time to say goodbye. We're taking a little bit extra time to get a second coat put on the armor. I haven't done the straps, but it'll happen.
Yeah, next week we want to get the cartoon painting on.
Yeah, definitely.
The cell shading.
Cell shading. Yep.
Cell shading.
Definitely we'll do some cell shading on this. So thank you all very much for spending your time with us. It is absolutely the highlight of the live stream and of the week is getting to interact with all of you and read your comments and answer your questions. So thank you all for hanging out with us. We're going to be back again next Sunday. The public stream will start again at noon our time. That's California. So Pacific Standard Time. Please adjust for your placement on the planet. And we'll be doing it from noon to 2. If you want to get in on the pre-show, if you go to patreon.com/OdinMakes, you can become part of the Discord. We got a private Discord server, and there's at least 45 minutes, sometimes an hour pre-show that happens just for those guys. This Thursday, I'm looking at doing a Discord-only live stream with building a Lego set of a train, because train apparently is a thing for me. And then on Fridays, we play Among Us and do build talks. There's actually a lot of stuff that happens on the Discord.
Yeah, people post pictures of projects and
Yep.
ask for help, and there's a great discussion when anybody has issues that I feel like it's solved before.
Yes. There's a lot going back and forth. People are sharing all sorts of things. It's a lot of fun. So thank you very much to all of you who are already a Patreon member and already on the Discord. I am super happy and grateful for you to be there and to get to interact with you.
And making it such a great space.
Yes.
Because you guys are what make it.
Yeah, you guys are definitely what makes it happen. And for everyone else who isn't, don't worry. I appreciate all of you guys too, because honestly, you know, I do videos to entertain people, and to know that you are being entertained really makes me happy. So thank you very much for spending your time with us today.
Yeah, thank you for watching and making it this far, and I hope to see you guys next week.
Yeah, we're going to continue the Dragon Ball Z build next Sunday. So we'll see you then.
You gotta get rid of the clicky and not show them the empty room.
Right. Well, also give our guy a chance to